the football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Straight shooting LJA.
Hi, I'm John Sitton.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
The G-Man.
Samira Sawney, Motivate Sports and Fitness.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-Year Plan.
We the people, for the people. Jazzy Fizzle.
Your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Each and every Monday night of your lives.
At youtube.com/pitch talk.
For podcast links and information, check out our official website www.pitch-talk.com.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-Year Plan.
Dave McLaughlin.
I'm Rob Lusher.
Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
Former Chairman of Ibis FC.
Chairman of Alexandra Park FC.
And you're listening to
Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Make sure you join the revolution, the football revolution.
Hi, I'm John Sitton and I'm here with Gavin, Liam and Gerald on Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez. My name is Christian Carambeu.
I'm grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hi, I'm Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-Year Plan, and you're listening to Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I'm Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
I'm Rob Lusher, former Chairman of Ibis FC.
I'm Samira Sawney, co-founder and co-director of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
And you're listening
to Pitch Talk.
Hello everyone. We would just like to say that it is Monday night and it is that time where things get a little bit mad, a little bit crazy, and the mayhem starts to kick in. Well, actually, we should say,
ooh, yeah! Dig it! The madness kicks in because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, straight shooting LJA, the G-Man, and Jazzy Fizzle proudly bring to you the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions. Because the pitch is where we eat, the pitch is where we sleep, and ooh, yeah, the pitch is where we talk. Dig it! I loved Randy Savage, man. He was tremendous. But www.pitch-talk.com is the official website where you can catch everything Pitch Talk. Also, yes, we do know it's 1-0 to Man United. We thought Jazzy might want to give that update.
Yeah, I'm blowing everybody's eardrums with that.
Dog!
Robin Van Persie opens the scoring. I think it was in about the 13th minute. Brilliant finish. I mean, when you talk about cool, calm, composed, all things Dutch, that was Robin Van Persie. Absolutely brilliant. What should I say, Van Persie?
I guess you would say it was a lovely finish, and Mr. Louis Van Gaal will be very happy with that finish because it was a bit of sexy football with that finish. I mean, of course, we saw Mr. Ruud Gullit on Match of the Day on Saturday, and he used to talk about the sexy football. Would you say the finish was sexy football?
It was extremely sexy. Like my ex-wife and my next wife.
Are you giving shout-outs to your ex-wife and your next wife?
Yes.
Because of them both being sexy or because of other reasons?
Both.
Oh my God. And Mike Hardiman said, don't forget the current wife. Hey Tara, what's up?
That's his current wife.
That's Mike Harneman's current wife. That's what I'm saying.
So why are you?
That's
saying
why we're saying hello.
Why are you saying hello to another man's wife? Why are you saying hello to another man's wife for?
Oh God.
I mean, if you're gonna say hello, at least wave to the camera.
Oh my word. And Mike is going to be fuming about that one when he sees that. But yeah, anyway. But anyway, www.pitch-talk.com is the official website. Facebook.com/pitch-talk. Become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group. Join the footballing revolution we are working so hard to create. MySpace.com/pitch-talk. Pitch-talk.blogspot.com or .co.uk.
I know we're going through all of the links, but it looks like Chris Smalling might be injured. He's being escorted off the field by a physio. Looks like he might have to.
I thought it was by a steward. Hey, listen, you need to come off.
Wait, look, he's being walked off. He is.
Good. What happened to him? He fall over again.
Got a replay.
Fall over.
I think that's. Yeah, Paddy McNair. Oh yeah, no, literally, he went down. Right, there was a little bit of a push. Who's that? Tadic?
Gonna be as worried about that as Man City are about Aguero.
No. He got hit in the crown jewels.
Ooh, I don't want to say anything.
Amongst other things. I don't
But
know.
that, my friends, is gonna leave a mark.
In the replay, it looked like he got slapped across the crown jewels, right? And that's one of those ones that all the guys kind of, you kind of end up squirming a little bit. Anyway, it looks like Johnny Evans is about to come on.
I've heard of feeling the bang, but yeah, you don't want to feel the bang in that one.
I think it might actually be some sort of groin injury, but Johnny Evans is due to come on as soon as the ball goes out of play.
Wait,
17 minutes played. It is still Manchester United 1, Southampton 0. Robin Van Persie, the difference in this one so far. If you have any thoughts and opinions on this game, please do get in touch. Tweet me. Holla at your boy. Yeah. If
you just reminded me of something that we had quite a lot of fun with last week. Where did Smalling get hit?
In the crown jewels. Or at least that's how it looked to me.
Well, you said some sort of groin injury, right?
Well, it looks like a groin.
Maybe it was a case of
pressure on his hamstring, his shoulders, his groin. His groin.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe.
Where do you find this stuff?
Maybe the pressure was a bit too much.
Watch the pressure on his hamstring, his shoulders, his groin.
And Louis Van Gaal looks absolutely exasperated as Johnny Evans does come on for the injured Chris Smalling. 18 minutes gone. Johnny Evans is on for Chris Smalling. And it's more or less a straight swap.
Because Chris Smalling got hit in his groin. His groin. Oh, sorry, man. That was just too much. But Twitter.com/pitchtalk or @pitchtalk on Twitter. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we're up to. 07535804466. The mobile is on. Call us, text us. Pitchtalk1 on Skype as well.
And will you stop?
Is that Chris Smalling? Is that? Nah, man. That was. It was a botchamania.
Watch the pressure on his
why?
hamstring, his shoulders, his groin. His groin. His groin.
My goodness.
I'm sorry, I just find that too funny, man. I just find that way too funny. Remember, we are also Pitch Talk Live.
Remember we told you?
On Google Plus.
Remember this?
We are live right now on youtube.com/.
Remember.
So it's what? Hey, I said I just found that. His.
Oh, stop it.
On one of those lazy, crazy, hazy days. I don't know about lazy, I don't know about crazy, but definitely hazy. Oh, but I said, we're here to have fun. And how are we gonna start that fun? How are we gonna start it? We're gonna kick it off in just a second proper. Let us go. Let's pause that particular track that we're on because it is time for the people them What? No.
No.
But the point is everywhere in the
Madre
boy. Let's go into results and analysis. Results and analyses and the analysis of
His groin.
not really.
You need Jesus.
I think Chris Smalling needs Jesus, and where he needs it is
His groin. His groin.
You know what? I have to give you -5 stars just for that.
right. So just for that, you want to give
-5 stars. -5 stars.
Oh, let's go in.
Yes,
yeah,
please.
Let's go in because this stuff. Oh my word.
What? Are we not starting with
by the
results and
minute.
analysis?
Sorry, I just saw something in Skype chat. Tuesday, 2nd of December, 2014.
Would you like to share that with the people?
We'll do in a second. Tuesday, 2nd of December 2014. Burnley 1, Newcastle 1. George Boyd opened the scoring on 34 minutes and Papi Cisse scoring on 48 minutes. With a live bird upon my chest, this is the result of the week that I like the best. But Massimo Mignolet own goal kicked off the scoring on 21 minutes because it was Leicester 1, Liverpool 3. Mignolet's kick out just before this to Esteban Cambiasso. It was one of them ones where a better player, a more prolific striker, would have put that away and we would have been 1-0 down. But it was one of them ones. The Mignolet own goal was actually hilarious. Off the post, off his back in it. Could happen to anyone. But Adam Lallana scored on 26 minutes. Steven Gerrard came on. No, he started in this game actually and scored on 54 minutes. And Jordan Henderson scored on 83 minutes. Wes Morgan was sent off on 63 minutes. He didn't have a clue what he was doing. It was legitimate. Like all of us fans who watched that game were when Wes Morgan went to sit in the dugout with the subs. It was like,
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Wait a minute. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Because he went and sat with the subs. It was like, no mate, when you're sent off, you go to the stands. And yes, Mike Hardeman, it was actually as absurd as you said. So some people are guilty of hyperbole when it comes to this kind of stuff, but Wes Morgan's thing was absurd. And I'm not talking about the fluke tune that is the theme for Monday Night Football either. But the fact of the matter is, it was where you going? No, you're supposed to be in the stand. But the thing is, it took the fourth official ages to actually realise that he was there. And it's like, where's the fourth official at? It's like, no mate, no, you don't go to the stands, you go right down the tunnel. Go away. It's one of them ones, go away. It's one of them, go away. It was mad. Absolutely crazy.
Speaking of crazy, the way that Paddy McNair gave the ball away just now, I was like, what the hell? Did not enjoy that, but Manchester United survived. 25 minutes gone. It's still Manchester United 1, Southampton 0. Any news and views on this game? Get in touch. Tweet us at Pitch Talk on Twitter. Let me know what you are thinking of this one.
And also let us know what you think of KA Fruit Punch. Pitch Talk brought to you in association with KA. I love this stuff. Carnival can.
And Haribo the Smurfs.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Haribo Smurfs. I didn't even know about that flavor until Jesse brought it into it. So it's one of them was, where's Smurf at? I want to eat her.
Anyway, Southampton on the counter now. And I think it was that? Yeah, Tadic. It was Tadic. Ball through was poor. So poor. But Manchester United looking a bit shaky in defence at the minute. I think Chris Smalling going off injured and the reshuffle with Johnny Evans coming on arguably cold. It's kind of leaving Manchester United short. Southampton have had the better of the play recently. Manchester United should be looking to get back in control of this one, and you can see why Louis van Gaal is looking exasperated on the touchline. But as I say, 26 minutes gone, it's still Manchester United 1, Southampton 0.
Speaking of United, next result's yours as it happens.
Well, you know what? I'll let you read it, and I'll comment on it while I watch Manchester United versus Southampton. How about we do that?
All right, Man United 2, Stoke 1. Marouane Fellaini opening the scoring on 21 minutes. Stephen Nzonzi scoring on 39 minutes. And Juan Mata scoring on 59 minutes. Now,
fantastic save from David De Gea.
GLT.
Well,
GLT came into play in the Man United Stoke match because it was actually Ashley Young's clearance off the line. The whole ball has to go over the line, but if you understand how close it was, we're talking couple more centimeters, and it would have been 2-2. That close.
Yeah, I mean, it was backs against the walls defending, you know, especially for the latter half of the game. But having said that, you know, I felt Marouane Fellaini took his goal well. He's been in form. He's been a man in form in midfield. I think that, oddly enough, Louis van Gaal seems to have found more of a role for him than David Moyes did, which makes no sense to me personally. But having said that, again, it's all about the 3 points. It's all about the 3 points, and sometimes you have to win ugly, and that's what Manchester United did. They won ugly. Stoke deserved to get back in the game, arguably deserved an equaliser, as you say. It's that backs against the wall defending, that siege mentality that helped Manchester United get through. And I have to say, David De Gea, oh my giddy gosh, what a fantastic save. What a fantastic save.
Oh my giddy gosh, those lines aren't gonna wash. Anyway,
no, absolutely fantastic goalkeeping from David De Gea. He is a man in form, and arguably for me, pushing for the number one job for the Spanish national team at the moment with the form that he's in.
No.
You know, and in my opinion, he shouldn't be denied either. With that said, though, Southampton have another chance here. I think it's with Pella going back to Mane. It's still in the 12-yard box. It's gone back out again, and Manchester United clear. Anyway, the point I was making: Mata's goal with a free kick. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck to make it through the game, and that's what happened.
I was going to say, a little bit of luck can help you make it through the night.
You know, that's what happened. We had a little bit of luck with the free kick.
With a little bit of luck and goal line technology.
Do you understand?
With a little bit of luck and goal line technology.
Do you understand?
Man United got the win v Stoke.
So
with a little bit of luck and goal line technology.
Oh my goodness. No, I think we're going to have to cut that up.
That's why we don't do scripted ad-libs.
We're going to have to cut that up
You
later.
just couldn't script that.
That's going on by itself.
We'll put it on Vine in the end.
We're doing it for the Vine, though. But no,
do it for the Vine, do it for... Oh.
But no, seriously, as I say, overall, it was a win that was ground out. And as I say, sometimes you have to win like that. Obviously, we're going to move on to Arsenal v Stoke.
Well, let's move on to Swansea QPR first.
No, I was saying later on.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, as I say, those kinds of games, they're the crunch games. And as I was saying before when I was last on the show, you have to win.
Arsenal Stoke, and you mentioned the word crunch. It brings back horrible memories. But yeah.
No, what I mean is, it's important for the team in terms of building momentum, okay, and building that winning mentality. And I think that's part of the reason why Manchester United are now currently 1-0 up on Southampton with 30 minutes gone. Anyway, back to the story.
That story is Swansea 2, QPR 0. Keysong Young opened the scoring on 78 minutes. Wayne Routledge rounding out the scoring on 83 minutes. Crystal Palace 0, Aston Villa 1. Christian Benteke scoring the only goal of the game on 32 minutes and earned high praise from Paul Lambert after the game, who was saying he could become one of the world's best players. We'll see about that. Time will tell.
Honestly, I agree with Paul Lambert. I mean, I know that the projections of his talent and ability in, say, Football Manager, Pro Evolution Soccer 2015, or even FIFA 2015 aren't necessarily things to go by. But, you know, I think, is it 1-1? It's 1-1. Graziano Pella with the equaliser for Southampton. And I'm going to have to see the replay.
Is that SH Long on his back?
No. We are going to wait to see the replay, and here it comes. The replay, that is.
Hopefully not SH Long.
Marouane Fellaini gave the ball away. Very, very poor cross.
Just as you were talking him up a minute ago, there. Yeah.
Poor cross for a pass. And a little bit of pinball action. He drops the Pella and good finish.
Where was the closing?
Game
down
1. Finish. Southampton 1, Manchester United 1. 30.
We're not closing down on that.
32 minutes gone.
Well, an interesting one there. Another interesting one. West Brom 1, West Ham 2. Dawson scoring on 10 minutes. Nolan scoring on 35. And James Tompkins scoring in first half stoppage time. To give West Ham the win. Let's shift on to Wednesday, 3rd of December 2014. Arsenal 1, Southampton 0. Alexis Sanchez scoring the only goal of the game on 89 minutes. In a match that actually looked like it was going to end up as a frustrating one for Arsenal, Sanchez ended up scoring. I mean, it's one of them was, Welbeck's little back heel that went into the side netting. It's one of them was Fraser Forster was fantastic in that game. It was just a shame he ended up getting beaten. But you can't even really blame him for it. So, it's one of them. Mike Arneman, you still there with us? Oh.
He's away.
Yeah.
He's AFK.
All right. Jamie Bailey, you there? Okay, no one's about. Wayne Schumann, are you there with us?
Everybody's AFK, man.
Yeah, I'm here.
Apart from Wayne. What's that, Wayne?
Hey.
Yeah, all good, man. You?
Yeah, all good. 1-1. Arsenal, Southampton, your view?
I thought, we played well. I thought it was going to end up 0-0 at the end, but Sanchez popped up and scored and got us the win that we needed, really, in that game. But I thought Southampton played well as well, so I thought overall it's a pretty even game, really. I just thought that, we said Sanchez just had a bit of class at the end and got us the goal that we needed.
I hear that. I mean, Mike Hardeman, you back?
Yeah, I'm back now, yeah. I think my views are fairly similar to Wayne's, really. Bear in mind that we saw the Carling Cup game at the Emirates as well. We actually saw that. And it was a totally different game. Southampton came to the Emirates for that game. They had a plan which was very similar, actually, to how they sort of lined up and the kind of way they played against us last week. Very, very similar. And they kind of were trying to, sort of defend for their lives, really. And up until the sort of 88th, 89th minute, they basically succeeded. And as much as we had chances and they were not sort of at the races going forward, they deserved the draw as well for me.
I mean, Jamie Bailey, what did you reckon?
Long goes close. Well, wide of the bar. Well, wide of the post. High, wide, and not
I don't
handsome.
know.
Yeah. Okay, so high, wide, and butt ugly.
Not handsome.
But ugly. Jamie, what did you reckon on Arsenal Southampton?
But lots of pressure from Southampton. Still Southampton 1, Manchester United 0.
No, we're not talking about that game anymore.
No, I'm
now
not
over to
doing
Mr.
it, don't worry. Anyway. Jezzy, have you got anything else?
Still Southampton 1, Manchester United 0. 35 minutes gone. Now over to Mr. Bailey.
What was it? What did you think of the draw again?
But we weren't talking about the draw.
Oh, the FA Cup draw will come to.
What do you think of the draw?
Arsenal-Southampton. What did you think about that? 'Cause we
Yeah, I
need
want to
move
hear
on.
about that.
You sure, Jesse?
Yeah, go on. Arsenal-Southampton. What did you think?
Poor.
Okay, you're
It's
going to
like most of the
elaborate on that?
season, Simple as that. Poor season.
All right, cool. We'll move on then because Chelsea 3, Tottenham 0 in a match no one really expected Tottenham to take anything from because of their dismal record at Stamford Bridge. Eden Hazard opened the scoring on 19 minutes. Didier Drogba, la 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 la, scored on 22 minutes and lick.
La 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 la, lick. What?
Lick. That's what it's Oh, Remy scored on 73 minutes to round out. Everton won the whole one. Romelu Lukaku. What?
Did you say the whole?
No, Everton won the whole one.
I'm pretty sure you said the whole.
The whole. Oh my god. Everton won the whole one. Romelu Lukaku.
Oh, stop it.
I actually just accidentally threw my headphones off doing that turn. Yeah, we got Botchamania going on up in here. I think
-5 stars.
Whoever's watching on the YouTube feed, they'll end up seeing that. Just be going,
What did you do?
Lukaku opened the scoring on 34 minutes and Sone and Luko equalised on 59 minutes, shortly after coming on, actually. Sunderland, Samk. Talk Samk Mac. Sunderland 1, Man City 4. Connor Wickham on 19 minutes opened the scoring, surprisingly actually. 21 minutes, Sergio Aguero scored, Jovetic scored on 39, Zabaleta scored on 55 and Aguero scored again on 71. Man City, very good value for that 4-1. And you know
Sergio
what?
Aguero, I mean, when you talk about a player in form, I know in regards to the Ballon d'Or, we're talking generally about Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, but you have to put Sergio Aguero in part of that conversation.
Of course, but FIFA and the good old boys won't do that.
You know, I mean, he has just been absolutely white hot, and to the point where I would actually argue all of the good things that Manchester City have done this season, they owe it in no small part to Sergio Aguero.
Of course.
But Mr. Russ Vernon, I believe you wanted to chime in with a few thoughts on a couple of the games that we just ran down. What do you want to say?
Yes, I do, Jason. Thanks for good evening to you, my friend.
Thank you, Russ.
And is on the Arsenal-Southampton game, because I was watching this game and on Twitter, give them a follow at By the Min Arsenal. That's By the Min Arsenal. I was doing live by the minute updates on the Arsenal-Southampton game, and I must say I thought it was a very good game. Fraser Forster was my overall man of the match in that game. He put off some fantastic saves, especially late on when Jude went close, and I thought he changed the game for Arsenal, as Mike agreed with me on that one, because I spoke to Mike on Facebook about it afterwards, and we agreed that Jude changed the game. I thought it was a very good, entertaining match, and I thought Arsenal deserved the win, which they actually got through Alexis Sanchez, which was a good finish in my opinion. And I also, on delay, I caught up with the Man United against Stoke game as well, Jesse. And I just want to say I thought Man United played very, very well. The Talks had some good football. And I just want to ask you a quick question, Jesse.
Sure, what's the question?
If Roger will, I know he's going to be Matter's goal for the second one.
As John Hartson likes to call him, his mate Rocco, yeah.
I was like, Rocco, you know. Rocco's more than...
If he touched the ball, which when Matter scored for that free kick, do you think it would have been disallowed for offside? For me, when the ball was played, Rojo was in an offside position. I want to know your opinion on that one, Jesse.
Well, oh my goodness, that was the salt from Marouane Fellaini.
Again?
Having said that, though, right? It's all circumstantial and conjecture at this point. So, for me,
this is not circumcisional.
Anyway, no. But the thing that I want to say about it is this: is like realistically, right? One of the things that Mr. Jamie Bailey wanted to say to me in regards to the FA Cup draw, so I'm getting it out of the way. It doesn't matter about whether or not it was offside or not, because, well, look, he didn't touch the ball. It wasn't offside. It was a goal. End of. End of. Still a goal. Still 3 points.
I heard that.
That's it.
Yeah. Speaking of getting 3 points, let's shift on to Saturday, 6th of December 2014, because all of the crap, all of the smack, all of the talk about Chelsea going invincible has ended after 15 games. Yeah. Anyone who thought or said or believed that Chelsea were going to go invincible, all I have to say, I will give you the rating of
-5 stars. -5 stars.
And also to those who thought Chelsea were going to go unbeaten, gotta say,
And if I want any crap out of you, I'll pick it out of your teeth.
that's about my saying on it. Now, Russ Vernon brings up something that we were going to say, and yes, he did actually predict about 2-3 weeks ago that Newcastle were going to be the ones to take the streak. I disagreed. I didn't think Newcastle would do it, but as I've said in another place, it's a case of credit to Russ Vernon, because he actually did predict this a few weeks ago. So, Russ, I hope you put money down.
My question now is, Russ, did you put money down? Because I know it wasn't quite a VG tip. You know, it was an RV tip. But having said that, did you make some money off your tip? Just saying.
No, because
come on.
Because it didn't go out
-5 stars
until Saturday. Because Jesse, I don't know if you heard me, but I've been last week. I only came out of hospital last Monday, and I didn't get out of the house again until Friday evening, and I didn't get around to putting a bet on. So the answer to that is no. But I went to my points on the game after you've mentioned what the score was.
No, fair enough. And I understand that. And obviously,
at least there's a legitimate reason.
Yeah. And, you know, all jokes aside, as I have to go and say, obviously it's good to have you back on the show, so on and so forth. And really, you know, there are some things that are far more important than, I don't know, winning the ton of Newcastle beating Chelsea. But
definitely,
you know,
we're sticking with that game actually, because Newcastle 2, Chelsea 1. Papi Cisse once again scoring against Chelsea on 57 minutes. Scored again on 78 minutes actually.
He's the man of the moment right now.
Yeah.
At the minute.
Taylor was sent off for 2 bookables on 81 minutes, deservedly. And Didier Drogba.
La 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 Didier Drogba la 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 la. Shout out to those Gala fans, by the way. No, because those Gala fans were incredible.
Yeah, was it the Emirates Cup 2013?
Yeah,
that was quite funny. See the pictures on Facebook. Seen the show? See the pics. But 83 minutes, Drogba scored. I haven't got that shirt on today. The new PT.
I know you decided to wear.
Yeah. Anyway, but it was one of them where Newcastle ended the streak, and both goals pretty much breakaway goals. So you know what? Like I've been saying for a number of weeks, Chelsea were going to get beaten because the goals they were conceding were sloppy goals. And look at the goals they conceded against Newcastle. Once again, very poor goals, especially the first one, where I think it deflected off a Cahill. Terry couldn't get to it, and it was a tap in for Cisse as soon as, like a couple minutes after he'd come on. So I mean, it's one of them ones. It's hard enough to go a whole season unbeaten anyway, but it's one of them ones. At least that is out of the way. But John Obi Mikel looked hopeless from the highlights. I mean, obviously Matic was hugely missed, but then at the same time, why didn't Jamie start? Ramirez. So it's a case of Jamie's even.
Come on.
Jamie even said in the Skype chat, I should have played in that game. Well started.
No, I know, but you know you're not supposed to feed the trolls. Come on.
Feed the trolls, you know. for like some ladies have told me that Jamie's a handsome fellow. You get trolls from.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, it is.
Next thing you're gonna tell me, these same ladies told you that he's the big bad booty daddy. Because everybody knows, got to know.
Wait. I got one. No, but you know what? Yeah, it might be. But no, I mean, you know what? Yeah, with them kind of lines there, Jamie may get things like this.
Sent me this picture of a little baby, and it was in a town that I had never been in before.
Jamie's gonna get this kind of thing with them lines.
And she sent me this picture. She said, "New Jack, this is your baby," and the baby looked like a pigeon with a spiked hairdo. I swear to God, I told her that ain't my baby. And she said, "No, but you was there with me. You remember that night."
Oh, Jamie's definitely gonna have.
Swear to God, I told her that ain't my baby.
He's definitely gonna have one of them moments with them handsome devils. As Soldier J with that name, Soldier J, the gangster of love.
Wait, is he the Soldier Boy? J?
Wait, what's it? The women's pet, the men's regret.
Oh,
Tower power, too sweet to be sour.
Oh my goodness. And Robin Van Persie hits the side netting. We are just about to wrap up injury time. It's Southampton 1, Manchester United.
Oh my God. The big bad JBK daddy. The big bad Jamie daddy.
Oh no.
Soldier J is your hookup. Holla if you hear him.
That goes to all his freaks out there.
Oh my God! It's all that Ledley King, mate. King retired. I'm still playing. Anyway, Ross Vernon, you wanted to jump in.
Like a reference to that Joaquin Phoenix film. I'm still here. Because you said he retired. I'm still playing. I'm still here.
I'm still here. I'm still strong. Ross Vernon, you wanted to jump in on Newcastle Chelsea.
Yeah, I actually caught the last few minutes of the game live when I got home from the Nans, and then I saw the full match on the delay as well. And I must say, I thought Newcastle, both goalkeepers for Newcastle, Elliott and then Alwick, didn't have really much shots to save in the game. So I thought when Chelsea pulled the ball into the penalty area, it didn't really trouble the keeper. And with Nuka, before Nuka stayed up on the scoring, Courtois to make up some brilliant saves and to keep Chelsea in the game. But then once the Nuka got the first goal, I thought NFL, because we're going to want to do I had to pitch to live and say like Newcastle we're going to someone out there who listens to the show, listen to me and put money on it, because Newcastle were the only ones, in my opinion, which they have done, were the ones who were going to beat Chelsea. And I must say, I think the way the Chelsea set up, I think if we play like that in the next game, I think we're going to fall again. But who knows, anything can happen in football. Just look at Leeds, big derby last week, and then go and lose to Ipswich this week.
Leeds is more of a forced situation. But yeah, anyway, but no, it's one of them. Alnwick was contender for player of the week.
Oh yeah,
came on Premier League debut and he smacked it, commanded his box very, very well. And but hey, by the way, hey Jose, I hope you're watching. Because time wasting. Life sucks and then you die. Because karma will always get you back. And Jose Mourinho, in terms of you complaining about time wasting, I'll let HBK say it for me.
Wrestling Federation, and if I want any crap out of you, I'll pick it out of your teeth.
That's what I'd like to say to Jose Mourinho about that. It's one of them ones. Remember that time wasting you did at Anfield last season? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Anyway, no, sorry, the obligatory Family Guy reference. But we remember it here. A lot of other football fans remember it too. So, before you shoot your mouth off about time wasting, you may want to point them guns inwards. I said, because Vinnie Mac says, life sucks and then you die. So, I'll leave it as that. But, dramatic pause. Hull City 0, West Brom 0. Quite a few chances in this game, actually. A couple penalty appeals too that fell on deaf ears. There was actually a saved penalty in this game too. I don't know how more penalties weren't given in this game, to be perfectly frank. But there were some questionable penalties this weekend anyway. Liverpool 0, Sunderland 0. Not a great deal to report on this one, apart from the fact that it took the final 15 minutes for Liverpool to really get started, and by then it was kind of too late. There was one instance in particular. Raheem Sterling diving to try and get a penalty off West Brown. No, dude. Nah. Don't do that again. Seriously, don't do that again. Or I'll be coming for you, Raheem. Just don't do it again. You've been warned. You've been warned, son. I don't care where you're from. Diving ain't cool. Diving ain't kosher. We'll say that much. QPR 2, Burnley 0. Leroy Thayer scoring on 51 minutes. Charlie Austin scoring on 74 minutes. And he was actually sent off on 76 for a second yellow card offence. First tackle, just about a yellow. It was a yellow. I mean, the way he caught the Burnley guy's ankle was like, it's a pretty grim one. Second one, a tad unfortunate on when you see it in regular time, in real time. But it did look like he was trying to do that. Sure you can in the replay. It did look like that in the replay. So it was one of them, as you can see why the ref did it. Still looked a little harsh though. Stoke 3, Arsenal 2. This was hilarious, to be perfectly frank. Because Arsenal were 3-0 down by half time. Crouch scored on the first minute. Defending was laughable. Defending was even funnier when Bojan Krkic scored on 35 and John Walters scored on 45. Santi Cazorla scored a penalty on 68 minutes. Aaron Ramsey scored on 70 minutes and Callum Chambers was sent off on 78. Deservedly so, to be perfectly frank. He couldn't complain about either incident that got him sent off, in my opinion. But this was one of them ones where, as soon as the Ibis Freeze game got done, which we'll go into later, not that I really want to this week, but we'll go into that later. It was after that game where we went into the Civil Service Clubhouse, getting your sausages and chips. Gotta love grassroots football just for that. That hospitality, baby. But when we saw Arsenal 3 down, I literally broke down, doubled over, and was laughing. And I actually said to some of the boys, Gav is getting it on Monday if it stays like this. It's what it was. He is getting it. And that was at 3-0. And then it was like, and then when the first goal went in, I think it must have been one of the other civil service players was like, ooh, you say it now? And I'm like, hey, the comeback ain't on. No. Then it went to 3-2. And it's like, ooh, maybe, but probably not. And then we ended up leaving. And then by the time I got back to Kew Bridge, it was like, okay, Liverpool Sunderland. All right, that's 0-0. Damn. As soon as I stepped off that train at Kew Bridge, I was like, damn, for that 0-0. Then it was a case of saw a pub that was showing the last bits of the Arsenal game, and it was like, they're still down. It's full time. I just couldn't wait to see the highlights. It was hilarious.
That was nice of you, wasn't it?
Of course, it's nice for me. Life sucks and then you die. But yeah, it's one of them ones. But did you want to jump in on that, Jesse?
I did, and I wanted to say that, yeah, the defending from Arsenal was absolutely atrocious. I mean, it really is the same old story with Arsenal going to Stoke, isn't it?
Yeah. Very much. Very
like
much.
you might as well. I was talking about Russ putting money down on his prediction for Newcastle beating Chelsea. I should have put money down on Stoke beating Arsenal.
Yeah.
And for me, honestly, it should have been 4-0.
Yeah. You know what?
Should have been 4-0 because I say this. Who was it actually against again? I forget. Was it Walters that it was against?
What, the disallowed goal? Yeah, I think it was because he was in an offside position. No, it wasn't him. I think it was Diarmé. Was it Diarmé? I think. Who was Juve. Juve, that's it. Who was right in front of the goalkeeper's line of sight, which is why it was disallowed.
Yeah, but I'm like,
well, it's technically classed as interfering because he's right in the line of sight.
Oh, come on,
right in the line of sight of the keeper.
I'm like,
no, I'm not advocating this whole passive active interfering.
Right, because
I'm just saying
my question
that's
is,
why it was disallowed.
My question is, where was he active? Does he touch the ball?
No, but he's in the keeper's line of sight.
Come on.
No. This is the interpretation of the rule.
And I do understand that. I do, right? But
I'm not saying I agree.
My thing.
So don't shoot the messenger.
No, I know.
Before I shoot you, okay. I will shoot you down with my words.
My thing is this, right? In a really tight offside decision, right? Aren't the other players obscuring the goalkeeper's view anyway?
No, it was only Juve because Juve was right in front of it. That's why it was given. I don't necessarily agree with it.
I still think, right, the best thing that they would do
is simplify the offside rule.
Just go back to the old one.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong with
You
it.
either are or ain't. Simple.
It's like, is you is or is you ain't in offside. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
Is you is or is you ain't in the offside position. I'm just saying.
But you know what? Yeah.
That really would simplify things. Like
simplify.
Yeah,
simplify. Superfly. Jimmy, but you know what? It is one of them ones where all you have to say about Arsenal going 3-0 down to Stoke is
-5 stars.
Let it sink in.
Stars. -5 stars.
Arsenal.
-5 stars.
Your defense.
-5 stars. -5 stars.
So I just thought I'd let that sink in.
No, I think you're being harsh.
No, come on. 3-0 down away at Stoke. Most Arsenal fans were like,
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Wait a minute. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I don't like it.
Most Arsenal fans were thinking that.
No, they were. But then you have to play the rest of the clip, right? Because I'm like, you can't get to that point and not play the rest of it.
But I don't like it.
I'm just saying.
I don't like it at all.
Arsenal! Arsenal! 3-0 down! 3-0 down! 3-0 down! Arsenal with free. Slap down by Stoke! Slap down by Stoke! Slap down! Arsenal with 3-0 down at Stoke! Got knocked by Stoke!
We know who's not going to win.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It was one of them ones. It was one of them ones.
It was
insane. It was one of them ones. It was. Oh man, Wayne Schumann, you wanted to jump in on this, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think you're harsh at all for giving Arsenal -5 stars for their performance on Saturday. Defending was shocking.
I thought you were going to say something else, beginning with SH there. Just ready to get the censor button going.
And yeah, it just reminded me of that game on Saturday. It just reminded me of last season against Chelsea and Liverpool. It just reminded me, it's like watching it and just sitting there thinking, have we really learned anything from last season? And that's what it reminded me of, you know, the first half. Which when they scored the fourth and it was disallowed, and I actually thought it was going to be like a repeat at Anfield or Stamford Bridge last season. And Wenger, I think he got the tactics wrong at the weekend. I really do, with the defence that he chose. With Koscielny on the bench, putting Chambers in at centre back. I think he got it completely wrong. And keeping Martinez in goal when Chesney was backing on the bench. You know, I think he got it completely wrong.
But you know, for me, it was a case of the defending was awful. No matter who you put in there, the defending was terrible.
Yeah,
and there was no excuse for that's basic defending. That's defending that I'd be fuming at IBIS level, at amateur league level.
Yeah, but my point is that since Koscielny's come back, Mertesacker has been a lot better. And we kept after the Unite game, where again we should have scored a number of times in that game. But since Koscielny come back, we kept 3 clean sheets, and him and Mertesacker played really well together. Why did he drop him on the bench? Was Koscielny injured? I don't think he was. So why put him and keep him on the bench? It don't make sense to me what his logic was behind that. You know, and as I said, I think Mertesacker plays better with Koscielny beside him than he does without him.
I mean, but the thing is, tactics aside, Arsenal lacked fight, they lacked bite, and that's not a Suarez joke. But the fact is, they lacked fight, they lacked bite, and Stoke wanted it. You could see that they wanted it, but you could see they were crapping themselves at 3-2 up. And the fact that it could have been 4.
Yeah. I said before the game, I've got a really bad feeling about it today, just because Stoke are one of our bogey teams and we have not got a good record there at all. We do not like going there, but at the same time, it's like, there's got to be a point where you want to go there and you want to win it, put that behind you. And Saturday, we didn't do that. We just, we looked terrible throughout the whole match.
I mean, you know what? Yeah. You know what? The thing is, Arsenal do need the 12. Arsenal do need the 12th man at the moment, and the fans. And yeah, we've got a story to come back into later. But it's a case of with the Arsenal defense. It was a case of on Saturday. It was a case of that with Arsenal's defence. Where are you? Let's be having.
With the fans, I think it's like half fans are on Wenger's side and half are against him, wanting him out of the club.
Well, we're gonna get onto that in more detail in a bit. So hold on to that thought. We are gonna get onto that because general talking points and international continental, we've got quite a bit to go over in terms of both.
We're gonna crowbar it in by now in the second half as well.
We'll have to come back to that. What's that live score at the moment?
Still 1-1. Literally in the first minute. 21 seconds gone.
Who's playing?
Southampton and Man United.
There we go. That's all we wanted to know. Wait. Is it 21 seconds gone? It's 21 seconds gone.
I was waiting for you to pick up.
Southampton Man United in the BPL. It's 21 seconds gone in the second half.
Not bad.
I tried to crowbar. Did you see the goals tonight? Oh no. Did you see the goals tonight? Oh no.
Oh, stop it.
We got more pitch talk to go through, including the FA Cup third round. We'll come back to that in a second. Tottenham 0, Crystal Palace 0. Not a great deal to report on that one, apart from the fact there were chances galore in that game. I mean, Yannick Bolasie.
Techers.
Dude, absolutely mocked. Techers. He mocked Christian Eriksen. Oh, good gravy. That skill was stupid. He actually did mock him. Oh my God, I mean, you wanted to jump in on Arsenal v Stoke quickly before we move on.
Yeah, like I said, I was doing updates on this game, like Russ was doing for the Southampton game the Wednesday before, and I'm sure that I was drawn on some sort of short straw with that, because the first half we were absolutely shocking, going 1-0 down after about 19, 20 seconds, whatever it was.
I think it was like 16, wasn't it?
Or 15, yeah. It was awful. Really bad defending, as you've said.
Wasn't it like the fastest goal in the Premier League this season?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. I think it's not even this season. I think it's a couple of seasons now. And I think playing Bellerin, he's a young lad. He's not got any first team experience apart from like Capital One Cup games. I don't know why you chucked him in against Stoke when it's one of the hardest places to go to, most physical places in the league.
Nah, I can understand that logic, but then the thing is with Koscielny not playing, if he's not fully fit, then you can't start him. Because then, well, you kind of ask him for problems when he ends up limping
But
off
my
after half an
point
hour.
is, if we had someone like Vermaelen still, or a replacement even, you wouldn't have to have Bellerin, or you'd have Chambers covering for Debussy. You'd have somebody covering for Koscielny alongside Mertesacker. It's ridiculous how Wenger hasn't spent and brought in a centre back.
No, I understand that. No, you know, I can totally understand that, because at the end of the day, these are the kind of games where you need that cover. But alright, it wasn't done, and you got to live with what you got. So you're one of them ones. But you know what?
What?
Let's shift on to Man City v Everton. Because it ended 1-0 to Man City. Yaya Toure scoring the only goal of the game from the penalty spot in 24 minutes. Questionable penalty for me. Soft as... Yeah. It rhymes with kite.
Well, I was going to say your Mawa.
That's not that soft. It's about... If that penalty was about as soft as those flumps. Those flump sweets. Extremely soft penalty. Softer than my pillow. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, it was such a soft penalty. Jagielka on Milner. Yeah, there was contact, but no, not anywhere near enough to go down.
Right, but here's my thing, yeah? I have to ask the question, what is going on with Manchester City's players? Because I saw two Yakuza kicks in this game.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I'm talking about anybody.
Mangala and Fernando were lucky not to get sent off.
NJPW would have been proud with them Yakuza kicks.
JPW low key would have been proud of them.
I'm just saying.
This one of them it was like, oh my God, those two kicks. I'm seeing both of those kicks. The one on Eto'o in the back was like, what a bomber, and he's gotten away with it.
Couldn't believe it.
That's the funny thing. The ball went that way, so how was that not seen?
I literally couldn't believe it. I honestly thought.
My word. I feel like Ray Wilkins, my word.
I felt like he must have been watching some old school Jet Li or something.
Oh, mate.
No, but like...
Battle Royale.
The way that he went into that kick, yeah, like his leg is so high, clearly catches Eto'o in the back, right? And you're there, you're thinking, why is Eto'o down like that? Why is he holding his back? And then you see the replay and you're like, actually, yeah, right? And then you get, was it Fernandinho?
Yeah.
Channeling his inner, I don't know if it was Hulk Hogan from the 80s.
Oh.
I don't know if it was The Undertaker.
From Gareth Barry, it was
I don't know if it was Kane. I don't know if it was Diesel. I don't know if it was...
Oh my God, that
Big Daddy.
No, it was Test circa 2001
wow.
with that big boot.
Wow.
Dude clobbered him inside.
I was even going to throw out Kevin Nash.
You did. Diesel.
No. They're two different
throw out the
characters.
same person twice.
Two different characters.
All right, let's go Oz. Let's go Vinny Vegas.
Okay, fine. Let's throw all of those guys.
Wait, Vinny Vegas. What was it? Hand in the pocket. It was always that. But it's on them was those flying kicks. The standard of refereeing again. The G-Man's brought this up on numerous occasions. The standard of refereeing. I mean, it is shocking how you can get away with those. I don't know how you get away with those. Seriously. It was one of them was the referee in the Man City Everton match has to be given
-5 stars.
Because I'm saying this,
-5 stars.
If Jagielka concedes a penalty, how is Mangala not being sent off?
Exactly. How is Fernandinho not being sent off? That should be instant free match bans for both.
Here's the thing.
Considering that is dangerous play and you legitimately have endangered another player. One got booted in the head, one got booted in the back.
No. For Fernandinho,
what bomber is that?
With Fernandinho, I can understand the yellow. I can, right? But how?
A yellow?
How?
That it?
How Mangala does not get a yellow, if not a red, I have no idea.
Well, wait, you understood the yellow for Fernandinho. Dude literally fly kick Gareth Barry in the side of the head.
I'm saying this, right? I don't know who's
Sweet
in
Chin
charge.
Music wouldn't be that impactful.
I don't know who's in charge of the DVDs on the team bus, yeah? But I'm saying this, no more Kung Fu films on the Manchester City team bus anymore. Just
Where was that? I don't know who's in charge. For me, it's...
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Wait a minute. But I don't like it.
Because that was just nuts. That was
What to say from
that was
David
mad.
De Gea?
That was absolutely
Shane
bloody
Long,
mad.
that's SH, not Long. He is
By the way,
United.
Kieran Riley actually is in the Skype chat as well. I always got to thank him for the sh.long one. Oh wait, what? No, anyway.
Oh my.
At least I didn't say long then sh.long. Well, anyway, leaving that one. But it was one of them ones. It was.
Mr. Bailey wants to add his 2 pence.
Yeah, shoot, Jamie. What do you think about those decisions with Mangala and Fernandinho?
Well, I think everybody can kind of see what Kung Fu fighting is all about. So, as I said in the Skype chat, he understand. If you really understand that second one, well, I'm guessing that you understand the importance of tonight's game, and you understand the importance of how poor you were last season, as well as when you went to MK Dons as well. And if you remember, if I remember correctly, one of the situations you guys said, it was only a yellow card between Rafael or it was Nani and Ronaldo. Does anybody remember that?
Nani and Ronaldo.
It might have been. I think it was Nani or it was Rafael, one of the two, in the Champions League game between United and Madrid.
No, I'm sure that was Modric.
The very last Champions League game that you've actually played.
I'm sure that was Modric. I'm sure that was Nani and Modric.
It might have been Modric, I'm not too sure.
Isn't that the Luka Modric one where, like most of us were pretty unanimous that should have been red?
No, not everybody said it was red. Some people said it was a yellow. I'm pretty sure of it.
If you can find the date of that show, we'll dig it up and get the audio proof.
Please.
Alright.
Mixcloud.com/pitch talk. That's where it'll be.
Share it with everybody.
Sponsored by K.
Shirt too. That's what I'm saying.
That's where it'll be.
But that's what I'm saying. He said, Fernandinho or Fernando. Which one? I don't know which one was playing on Saturday.
I'm saying this, right? In
Go on.
In my opinion, that was more of a legitimate challenge for a ball that was in the air than the Mangala one. That's all I'm saying.
But one went through his head and one went with, Gareth Barry went with his head.
I'm not saying
if the ball is in the air, you go with your head.
I'm not saying that. It is dangerous play. I'm saying...
Well, then it's a red card. Not a yellow.
I'm saying, right, that out of the two of those, the one that I find that you literally cannot explain particularly well is the Mangala one.
I can't explain either.
The reason why I can explain the Mangala one is because the referee wasn't in the line of vision. Neither was, if you look at it, it was behind.
But the linesman should have seen that because the ball went in that direction, so it should have been.
The ball went in that direction, but he wasn't in the line in this sort of line of vision, so therefore he's not going to see it clearly. But I still think both of them were reds.
I think it's one of them ones where it sounds like the linesman and the referee have got both contacts on in the same eye. It almost sounds like that, but basically to put a finer point on it, both decisions were botched and deserved a -5 stars treatment, which they'll get soon. But you know what, Sunday, December 7th, 2014, West Ham 3, Swansea 1. Wilfried Bony scoring on 19 minutes. Andy Carroll with the first of two quality headers scoring on 41 minutes. And he also scored on 66 minutes. Sacco scored on 87 minutes to put the game beyond reasonable doubt. Lucas Fabianski on 68 minutes was actually sent off. You know what? I can see why he was sent off. Came rushing out. Actually did catch Sacco. Sacco, to his credit, actually stayed up. Hit the post. And the fact of the matter is, the referee had already made his. I think it's Martin Atkinson had already made his decision. The whistle went before Sacco had even hit that ball anyway. So it's one of them. The fact is, Fabianski had to walk. Some say, oh yeah, there was a handball in there, but then you could counterbalance that with the fact that Ashley Williams actually pushed Sacco into it. So it's one of them ones. It could have been a yellow, there could have been a red, there could have been da-da-da-da. But Trammell came on, and Trammell ended up getting beaten. It's one of them ones. Not like a dusty rug of spring cleaning, but he ended up getting beaten. You know what, yeah? It is one that... All right, that's an interesting one for Mike Harneman. Handball and no red, even though Williams was actually pushed. But it's one that was Aston Villa 2, Leicester 1. Leonardo Ulloa scored on 13 minutes, but then Kieran Clark with a nice stooping header on 17 minutes equalised. Alan Hutton actually got a goal. And it's like, wow. Because we were doing Pitch Talk live updates on these games. And, boy, on 71 minutes, Hutton scored. And then he ended up getting a yellow card on 81 minutes. And Paul Konchesky inexplicably got sent off on 80 minutes. And it's like, wait, hold on a minute. And it's like, hold on. How did Konchesky get a straight red when Alan Hutton was a lot more aggressive in that situation? I don't get that. I actually really, really don't get it. But again, referee decisions being botched. But you know what, yeah? Couple of interesting things in La Liga. Real Madrid 3, Celta Vigo 0. Ronaldo scored a penalty on 36 minutes, scored on 65 and 81 minutes. He actually set 2 personal milestones as he led Real Madrid to a record equaling 18th straight win. And he's now scored more hat-tricks than any other La Liga player after completing his 23rd hat-trick with his 200th Spanish top flight goals. His penalty, the penalty that he won, he really did win because there was no contact. There was actually no bloody contact. You had Ross Barkley booked a couple of weeks ago actually missed. He should have been booked for simulation. And the refs missed this one as well. But it was one of them ones. Lionel Messi scored a hat-trick of his own in Barcelona's 5-1 win over Espanyol. So, what he did, Messi's 3 goals took him to 256 goals in 291 La Liga appearances. Wow. So it's one of them ones. It is absolutely mad. Ronaldo has scored 29 goals in 21 in all competitions, 23 and 13 in La Liga. And Messi has scored 20 and 19, 13 in La Liga as well. So it's mad.
And this is why Gary Lineker can be forgiven for his comments about the Ballon d'Or only being about those 2 players. When you look at those stats,
yeah,
it is really like otherworldly.
But then you look at La Liga and it's a league designed to keep the top 2 at the top and no one else break in. So that would be the other thing.
Which is true. Except in previous years you've had exceptions. For example, last year with Atletico.
Well, you had Atletico, you've had Valencia at their time, you've had Deportivo La Coruña have their time.
Valencia as well.
Yeah, I did say Valencia. I'm the Rafa, yeah, I know. But it would work like this. But those moments were fleeting. It's always been and will always continue to be Barca and Real Madrid. And the league, as said, is designed to keep them at the top. So, no, it's an interesting one. But congratulations to those 2 for setting records. Gotta say. You know what, yeah? Let's go into oh, wait. Yeah, we've got Ian Kerr in the house as well, who we will get to in a second. And he's got a blog about Barca and Melbourne and much more. We'll let him tell you about that in a second. But you know what, yeah? Now, the FA Cup 3rd round draw from 8th of December 2014. Doncaster Rovers v Bristol City, Preston North End versus Norwich City, Accrington Stanley or Yeovil Town against Man United, Jazzy's boys. QPR play Sheffield United, Barnsley or Chester play Middlesbrough. Chelsea v Watford, Cambridge or Mansfield v Bury or Luton. Everton v West Ham, Scunthorpe or Worcester versus Chesterfield, Leicester City v Newcastle United, Fulham v Wolves, Brentford v Brighton and Hove Albion, Derby County v Southport, Millwall v Bradford City, Burnley v Tottenham Hotspur, Sunderland v Leeds United, Bolton Wanderers v Wigan Athletic, Cardiff City v Colchester United, Oxford or Tranmere versus Swansea City, Huddersfield Town v Reading, Rotherham United v Bournemouth, Aston Villa v Blackpool, Blythe Spartans, who we've got a story about in a bit, versus Birmingham City, West Brom v Gateshead, Aldershot or Rochdale v Nottingham Forest, Man City v Sheffield Wednesday, AFC Wimbledon v my boys Liverpool, Dover Athletic v Crystal Palace, Charlton v Blackburn Rovers, Stoke City v Wrexham, Southampton v Ipswich, and in a revenge match of the FA Cup final, Arsenal v Hull at the Emirates. Ties to be played between the 3rd and 6th of January 2015. Jazzy, what do you think? What do you think about United against Man United against Accrington Stanley or Yeovil Town?
Well, I'll be very interested to see who wins out of Accrington Stanley and Yeovil. But I also think, I hope that the ghost of cup games past does not come back.
Christmas past.
Does not come back to haunt us, because I think about the MK Dons game, and I just say
you all think about it. Yes.
That cannot be repeated. It really is that simple. So I'm hoping for a good game, but I'm also hoping for a Manchester United win. It's as simple as that.
I hear that. I mean, AFC Wimbledon v Liverpool. Obviously, we should beat them, but it's the magic of the cup. And like I posted on Facebook earlier, Jimmy Traore's inexplicable drag back into his own net. Well, hell, that speaks for itself as to what can happen. I've still actually got that shirt, but the Carlsberg letters have actually fallen off. It's a 10-year-old shirt, and I did wear it a lot. So I got my road miles out of it. But the fact of the matter is, we've got Kieran Riley on the line as well. Fulham v Wolves. Kieran, what did you think of that? And welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
No. Loud and clear.
Good. Well, when I heard that, I was surprised. I was hoping that we could play someone a little lower. But it will be a good match, tough. Hopefully, after the poor, shocking run we've had at the moment with 5 straight defeats and poor refereeing at the last game, not going to go into that too much. I reckon we might win it, we might not. Could take it to a draw, but I'm not sure. Just got to see how the rest of the games before Christmas go.
Nah, I hear that. The FA Cup is back soon, man. I love it. I love the FA Cup. You know what, yeah? Jamie Bailey, from the Fulham side, what do you reckon about that draw against Wolves?
Well, it's better than getting Chelsea or QPR, because at the moment they're both in form. If I had to be honest, I would have actually liked to have had both Arsenal and Fulham face each other, and at Craven Cottage. I think this would be the best time just to face Arsenal, and I think in general, with Fulham, I think it would be good for the youngsters to get a game against one of the big boys. But I don't know. I'm just happy that we've got Wolves or a Championship club. Either way, I think it's always going to be about the luck of the draw. Hopefully, we can actually do the job against a bunch of Wolves.
I hear that. I mean, Mike Hardiman, what do you think of Arsenal v Hull? And then we'll have Wayne Schumann jump in after that.
Yeah, just before I say that, there's actually one thing I want to mention quickly about the AFC Wimbledon game and the potential of a Cambridge Luton game as well, because that is going to be tasty if they both win their replays. I can tell you that already. AFC Wimbledon, one of the guys who used to play for Stevenage, Barry Fuller, has put out on his Facebook that he's buzzing for the draw, and he's like basically saying about how great the experience will be to be playing against world-class players. That's one of our old right-backs who's now with AFC Wimbledon. And yeah, on the Arsenal game, I think it's going to be tough. We have to have players on form. Wenger can't do anything stupid like rest Sanchez because it's a cup game. And he has to take it seriously. He has to go all out and just do everything he can to win and get through again. Like I said, he can't be resting Sanchez because that's the kind of game, a Premier League side, that Wenger will think is winnable, but he might do something stupid like that.
I mean, Wayne Schumann, what do you think of Arsenal Hull, that draw?
Yeah, I think it'd be a good game, hopefully. But like Mike said, Wenger can't do anything stupid like rest Sanchez or put Szczesny on the bench. He needs to stay focused on it and go full out, because if he, as we know from the past, if you rest your top players in games like that, it can hurt you. So hopefully we'll get the job done and hopefully get through to the next round. And yeah, I was a bit shocked when it came through. I was like, Hull again, really? It's like, I thought it was a fix at first. But glad we got a home tie though, not an away tie, so hopefully we'll win it.
I hear that. totally hear that.
I just want to say this about the Arsene Wenger selection theory, where we're talking about potentially not resting Alexis Sanchez, right? Hasn't he played something like 28 games already this season? So, like, if you don't happen to rest him soon, when are you going to rest him? I'm like, if you don't actually give him a break at some
he's
point...
resting tomorrow against Galatasaray. That's all he needs.
Are you sure? Because I'm thinking, I know essentially he's like the Rolls Royce to this team at the minute.
He's been getting worn down a bit recently. We had a what's up with that story last week about, well, he's getting tired by all the games he's playing
and his misses,
and all the rumpo he's getting from his misses as well. And you know what? Yeah, if you're getting all that rumpo, and if you're getting all that rumpo and all that game time, you've legitimately got to think about.
Watch the pressure on his hamstring, his shoulders, his groin.
You gotta watch out for that. Seriously, you gotta watch out for that. He might tear his groin. He might pull it. Actually, no, his missus would do that. Anyway, yeah, he might tear it, he might pull it, he might do whatever. You never know, man.
But overall, he's being rested tomorrow.
I mean, 1 game out of 28's rest, I guess, is better than nothing. But at the end of the day, I said you just gotta. You gotta
watch the pressure on his hamstring, his shoulders, his groin.
You gotta watch the pressure. You have to watch the pressure.
Why do I feel like there's gonna be like a Dr. Pressure moment at some point?
Pressure on my groin. Playing football.
Oh no.
All the time.
Oh no.
My groin.
Or somebody thinking of children.
Wait, no, we're talking about pressure on the groin, and you bring up someone think of the children. No, Jezzy, how wrong are you? Good gravy. Oh my, no, I'm not going that way. But anyway.
No,
you just got that, didn't you?
No, I saw what Kieran put in the chat.
Oh my god, yeah. The Pornhub gimmick, I love that. But you know what, yeah?
It's 2-1.
And
it's Robin Van Persie again.
Oh yeah, baby! I think I'm deaf. It's the loudest orgasm I've heard in a long time. Oh, anyway.
No, that wasn't a joygasm, but it is Manchester United 2, Southampton 1. Robin Van Persie, absolutely fantastic outside of the foot volley. 71 minutes gone. Manchester United are back in the lead. How do we like some of that?
How do you like him now? The fact is, a lot of United fans have been like, oh, Van Persie's crap, he needs to go. Wonder what they're saying now. Hey, Jesse, I wonder what they're saying now.
Well, I will say this. Form is
Fickle
temporary.
nature of football fans, eh?
Form is temporary. Class is permanent. And he's a Dutch master. I'm just like, just let him do what he does.
Yeah, well, some fans are too fickle for that. But anyway, Ross Vernon, Sunderland v Leeds, your view in the FA Cup third round.
Yes, Liam, when that draw got pulled out of the act this evening, first thing that come to my head was the FA Cup final when we lost to Sunderland 1-0 in Port. Been having a look at the last time played Sunderland at the Stadium of Light, and it was back in Boxing Day 2006. Sunderland won 2-0, but we've actually played them in the FA Cup before as well, in that 1973 FA Cup final with Sunderland, when we played them in the 1967 FA Cup final, in the 1967 FA Cup, with 2 FIFA replays we had to go through before we eventually progressed. I think hopefully it'll be a decent tie. There's word going around from the Sunderland end of the moment. Sunderland are poised to give Leeds 7,000 tickets for the game, and if they do give us 7,000 tickets for the match, like we did when we played Blackburn away earlier this season, Leeds will sell every single one of them and will be backed by the biggest crowd of the season. And I just want to mention a result, Liam, if I can, from a game which I watched yesterday.
Well, you know what? Time is precious. Unfortunately, we do actually have to move on, because we do have Ian Kerr waiting to drop us a little bit of a roundup. And before we go into that, actually, we just want to mention this weekend has been quite an important one, because it has been Football Remembers, celebrating the 1914 Christmas truce match. Professional and amateur clubs over the weekend have actually united and marked the Football Remembers Week. Several thousand events were held across the UK to mark one of the most iconic moments of World War I, the 1914 Christmas truce football match. And yeah, as Mike Hardeman has rightly said in the chat, Sainsbury's actually based a whole Christmas advert around it, and it's actually very, very well done.
I thought that advert was awesome.
Yeah, it's one of them ones. Me and my mum watched it, and it via Gogglebox, and then I watched the proper thing at home, and it was it's actually well done, and it shows how football can unite, and shows the positive side of football that we love to accentuate the positive.
And you know, the power of football can stop war, like literally.
Exactly. Stops it in its tracks. Teams uploaded pre-game photos to social media with the hashtag Football Remembers. Ibis FC were part of that as well, with our 3 teams in action. I was involved. You'll see me especially, because I still had my my training top on, so you'll see LJA, me grinning. But yeah, man, it was one of them. It was actually a lot of fun to do that. These moment in history pictures are being displayed on a website called www.footballremembers.com. The unofficial ceasefire saw British and German soldiers across the Western Front play football together in December 1914. The Premier League Football Association and Football League have teamed up with the British Council to deliver the Football Remembers project, which will continue until 2018. More than 30,000 schools were sent an education pack in May. It included resources to help children learn about the Christmas truce and football's role in recruitment and morale during the First World War. For more information about the Football Remembers project and the Football Remembers Week, visit the Football Remembers website, www.footballremembers.com. It's a brilliant initiative, and we need more of those in football. I love that kind of thing. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic that we can all come together like that. As said, we did it in the Southern Amateur League, in the 14 Southern Amateur League. As well, and a lot of the clubs were uploading their pictures. So big shout outs to Civil Service and also Ibis FC who took part in that, among others as well. Facebook.com/ibis.fc. You can see our pictures at there. But you know what, yeah? Ian Kerr, are you with us?
I am with you.
Yes! Not just in spirit, but sonically as well. We have Mr. Ian Kerr, the editor of Thin White Line magazine. So it's time to pause that track that we were on, because it is time for... Oh, you didn't know? Ian Kerr's going to tell you about A-League football.
Thanks, Liam. It always warms the cockles of my heart when I hear you serenading me like that.
I'm glad you said cockles of the heart.
the sub-cockles of my cockles.
What?
That was that song. What was that song?
Are we down by the sea now?
Probably before you guys were born. Oh, well.
Oh, we do like to live beside the seaside.
Dennis Leary. Look it up online, kids. I won't say the name of the song because you've got a code of conduct here, but Dennis Leary, 1992 or 3, I think it might have been.
At least it's not Chuck Berry.
Oh, stop. We had enough of that. We had enough of that.
Wasn't he the guy that put the cameras in the ladies' toilets in his restaurant?
Really?
Yeah, look it up. Jeez, you
Wow.
youngsters today, you don't know. I'm sure it was Chuck Berry. He's dead, so you can't be accused of defaming someone who's dead, so happy days. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Chuck Berry who used to put cameras in the ladies' loos It was a bar or a restaurant that he ran, and they found him, and he got done for it. This has got nothing to do with anything. So why
It's got nothing. No, but it's on them ones. It's got nothing to do with the fact that Chuck Berry wanted everyone to play with his ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Why?
I want you to play with
my ding-a-ling. I love there's a Simpsons reference in there. This act is over.
I don't know what he was talking about. He's talking metaphors, and these metaphors sometimes musicians, when they use metaphors, they're so deep.
Oh God! He's ding-a-ling. No, wait, no. There are so many ways we could go with this. We will end up sponsored by Pornhub or something like that at some point.
What's that?
We are not a Sunday League team, I beg.
At least it's not XNX. Anyway.
There was that Greek team that got sponsored by the local brothel. Remember that?
I think we actually dropped that.
It was only a couple of years ago, and I'm pretty sure that part of the deal was I had to wear pink strip.
Yeah. We dropped that on the show.
Don't say that when you've had too much to drink. And but I think the sponsorship has now ended. And don't quote me on this, but I think the reason was that because the Greek economy has suffered so badly that the brothel has lost so much business that they can't afford to sponsor the team anymore. But I could be wrong.
Oh, so the brothel literally has gone TI up.
Don't quote me.
You know what?
No, I'm like, what's that got to do with rap music? I'm just asking.
Not belly up, but.
Rap music.
Where'd you get rap music?
There's a missing C in the word there. Anyway,
sounds like Kurt Hennig. Rap is crap.
So let's get back on topic, shall we?
Yes, please.
That's all right. Look, I want actually with the A-League this last round, it basically went to script. Melbourne won, Perth Glory won. So the top three is basically unchanged. Western Sydney Wanderers, though. I want to talk about Western Sydney Wanderers. Wanderers were only set up a couple of years ago. This is their third A-League season. And their first two seasons, they were owned by the Football Federation of Australia. So in other words, the league team that was owned by the Football Federation. And they did all right. They actually finished first in the top of the table in their first season, but then lost the grand final. And they lost the grand final in their second season as well. So they haven't actually picked up a toilet seat yet. However, they did qualify for the Asian Champions League. And I mentioned a few weeks ago that they won the Asian Champions League, which was quite an achievement for them to win the Asian Champions League. So what that's meant is that they have qualified for the Club World Cup. And I can imagine that everybody who listens to Pitch Talk is pretty fired up about the Club World Cup.
I am.
We love it.
Yeah, I can sense the enthusiasm coming down the line.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez. So, Club World Cup. Now, Australian teams have competed at the Club World Cup before. In fact, South Melbourne competed at the very first Club World Cup. And everybody might remember that one. It was the 2000 Club World Cup. Was held in Brazil, January 2000, and Manchester United was exempted from the FA Cup that season. Right, is it ringing a bell now? You remember
we remember how that ended. Don't be Jezzy. Don't be Jezzy. Wasn't that trip so bad that Quinton Fortune was your top goal scorer in that?
Quinton Fortune scored the only 2 goals that Manchester United managed to put past South Melbourne. Okay, basically a semi-professional team from Australia. So well done, guys. Although they played Vasco da Gama, and it was Vasco da Gama. No, it was the Mexican team whose name eludes me at the moment. And
it wasn't America MEX, was it?
No. Oh, look, anyway, I'm getting off the topic here. Look, it's all grist for the mill, as they say. So that, of course, a lot of people called the FA Cup that year the Asterisk Cup, because there's a little asterisk next to that year to say that the Manchester United didn't play. And I think it was Doncaster, from memory, that the team that lost in round 2 or whatever it was got added into the... Anyway, look, we're getting off the topic here. So what's this all about? What's this got to do with anything? Good question. I'm glad I asked myself that. So
what's
the
it
answer
all
to the
about,
question is
Ian?
this.
What's it all about?
I'm available to give advice later on. If any of the Pitch Talk Skypers want to send in questions, love life, school, questions about yourself, just send them through. I'm watching the feed right now. So Wanderers have qualified for the Club World Cup, which takes place in Morocco. Kicks off this weekend. Wanderers are supposed to play against Cruz Azul. Cruz Azul is a Mexican team that managed to qualify via the goodness only knows, I can't remember now, but they're basically a team in Mexico that's renowned for finishing second.
I'm trying to think. Do the Copa Libertadores?
No, they didn't win that one. They won the CONCACAF Champions League equivalent. So they must have beaten some Americans in the final, basically. So they are there waiting for Wanderers. Wanderers might not be playing. The Wanderers team has actually boarded the metaphorical bus, although in this case they're flying business class, I understand, from Sydney to Morocco. But there's a big pay dispute. The club has basically said to the players, we'll give you 10% of the prize money on offer. And the players are asking for 50%. Based on the fact that they were paid 50% of the prize money during the Asian Champions League. So there's a bit of an impasse at the moment. So, I'll be interested to hear what the Skype chat people think as well, whether they think 10% or 50% is an appropriate cut of the prize money for the club. The thing, for the players, I beg your pardon, the thing is that there's nothing written into these players' contracts that says how much they're actually going to get paid. So whilst they had a 50% of the prize money in the Champions League, the Asian Champions League, there's nothing in the contract that says what they're going to get if they play in the Club World Cup. So interesting times. So it's all up in the air, quite literally, because the team is in the air at the moment, on their way to Morocco. Now, can I just mention that there has been talk, that the players will get paid so much if they win the first game, and then so much if they win the second. Now, if they win the first game, their second game is going to be against Real Madrid, and just quietly, guys, Western Sydney Wanderers versus Real Madrid. Even I would put my money on Real Madrid, and I don't bet. So, anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves there. So anyway, there you go, guys. That's the latest there. I'm now willing to take questions. Any topic. No topic off limits except my personal life.
That will be a curveball random and strike one if someone asked. Skype has let us know if you've got any questions. But Jamie Bailey, you got one question.
My question is more about the whole league itself. I've sort of followed it myself, and I watched one of the games a few weeks ago. Can't remember the two teams. I think, But is it anything along the lines of how they do it in the MLS, in terms of they play a regular season, and then they play a final towards the end to crown the champion?
Basically, yeah, that's a bit of an Australian tradition in Australian sport. Pretty much every league in Australia, no matter what code it is, there will be a final at the end of it. Even in the cricket, there'll be a final at the end. It's basically the way that Australians are wired, that there'll be the regular season. And whilst there are some people who say, finishing top of the league after the regular season, that's the biggest prize. Nobody ever remembers who finishes first in the regular season. People only remember who won the toilet seat at the end. So it's all about the toilet seat.
So would you say it would? I'm not too sure if it would actually catch on money-wise, but would you say it would be a good idea for any teams going ahead in the top leagues in Europe, or even in South America?
What do you mean? I didn't quite understand the question.
In terms of changing the format to how it is.
Oh, I see what you mean.
There's been talk of...
yeah, look, the thing is that what you've got in Australia is there hasn't been a cup competition. So you do get that the thrill of a sudden death cup competition through your FA Cup, your League Cup, whatever it might be in the various countries. And that gives you that experience of the final. So there'd be an argument that says, look, we've got this formula here, we've got the tradition, we're not going to mess around it, because all of a sudden you say, well, look, we've got... the champions of the past who finished first, were the champions of the future going to be those who win the grand final. Anyway, interesting one.
Not too bad. Okay. Hopefully, some countries can actually catch on and see if it actually works, considering the World Cup is about to.
It'll be considered too American So, there we go.
Fair enough.
You know what? Russ Vernon has also got a question for you as well before we got to move on.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, at Melbourne City, now David Vera's left Melbourne City, how have they done in recent weeks since David Vera's left? Have they done good in any matches? Have they played in matches?
They've been generally rubbish, but they actually won on the weekend, but against a rubbish team. They are it's not a great team, and they don't really have a lot of established defenders. So it's not really turning out the way that the club would have hoped in their first season. There's a lot of talk about them being, championship contenders, and it hasn't worked out that way at all. So they're not a great team to watch at the moment. Not playing particularly attractive football. They're hamstrung a little bit by the fact that they've recruited. Some of their recruits have been injured very early on, haven't played a lot of time. So, yeah, they haven't been great. Still, they're not going to win it this year unless something drastic happens, like the top 6 teams all lose half their squad to injury.
I heard that. You know what? Yeah, Ian, I got a quick question for you. Actually, a few. One of them being, where can we find out more information about Thin White Line magazine? Where can we find out about the shop? Where can we find out about the podcast? And also, what is the name of the latest blog that has been up that you guys have uploaded? Let us know.
We're going crazy at the moment on the blog. So I start with the last question first. If you go to our website, thinwhitelinemagazine.com, you'll find we've written a couple of articles about the Club World Cup, about this pay dispute, and about the Mexican team that's competing over there, Cruz Azul. The little interesting thing about Cruz Azul, apart from finishing second all the time, they're sponsored by a concrete company, and they haven't actually got their own stadium. So you think the concrete company could actually build a stadium? Anyway, moving onwards. We've got, you can find out more about us on the website as well. You can also buy the magazine at thinwhitelinemagazine.com. Follow us on Twitter. If you're not following us on Twitter, you really should. I mean, you're missing out. Tweet White Line is our Twitter handle. Or if you're a Facebook kind of person, some people are. Some people like cats. Facebook.com/thinwhitelinemagazine. You'll find us there. You'll find us all around the place. Just search for Thin White Line magazine. All right. Oh, and Instagram. Yes, thanks, Tom. Instagram is, I don't know. I think it's just /Thin White Line magazine.
But they also tweet about Instagram pictures of cats.
We don't tweet about Instagram pictures of cats. Generally speaking. If you find a photo of a cat playing, a cute kitten with a ball, I'll tweet that.
Oh my god. Oh, that is tremendous. I love that, the cats. It actually reminds me of a Jim Cornette story. He talks about Hercules Hernandez, where apparently Hercules Hernandez and his girlfriend at that time used to drive around in some long car, so long you'd have to pay 2 parking meters, and like a bunch of cats. And once Jim Cornette was driving by, and he had to stop because he saw Herc, his girlfriend, and all the cats. And then he goes, "Herc, is there a problem?" And Hercules Hernandez goes, "Oh, Jimmy, I needed to take a whiz, and the truck came by and whacked the door off. If I had I whacked the door. If I hadn't been holding on to it, would have took the whole thing off." That was Cornette's description when he got asked about Hercules Hernandez. I love that story. Oh, I needed to take a whiz. Oh, but
3 minutes left of injury time. Still, Manchester United 1, Southampton 1. Big thank you to Mr. Ian Curve, Thin White Line magazine. Do go check out the magazine. I think there's a Christmas discount special, isn't there?
I think so.
Yeah, there is indeed. Christmas bundle. Get in there. Christmas bundle, 2 words that love each other.
So if you happen to have been very, very good and you put the Tweet White Line magazine, the Thin White Line magazine, on your Christmas list, hey, bag a bundle. That's what I'm saying.
There we go. www.thinwhitelinemagazine.com, facebook.com/Thin White Line magazine, at Tweet White Line on Twitter, and also check them out on IG, Instagram as well. Speaking of social media, and especially of Instagram, that brings us quite neatly onto the next segment of the show, which is Angell talking pass. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is your Monday Night Footballing Fix. We are live and this is Pitch Talk. Cause we like the way you do your thing. We like to talk football and also sing a little too. Because this is Pitch Talk. Yeah, let's go into, we spoke of Instagram. Mario Balotelli, Liverpool striker, is charged for Instagram post. Bearing in mind, this story contains language that some may find offensive. This from December 5th, 2014. Liverpool striker Mario Balotelli has been charged by the Football Association for a post on social media which appeared to contain anti-Semitic and racist references. The 24-year-old reposted an image of computer game character Super Mario on Instagram, which included the words "jumps like a black man and grabs coins like a Jew." There was actually a bit more to it. The text actually read, "Be like Mario, he's an Italian plumber created by Japanese people who speaks English and looks like a Mexican. He jumps like a black man and grabs coins like a Jew," which was actually part that was added later because the original picture, or meme as it's called, didn't have that last bit on it about the black man and the Jew. But you know what? Balotelli was charged for it. The Italian tweeted to deny the post was offensive before apologising. Liverpool spokesman said, "We acknowledge the FA's decision and the player will work through the process to answer the charge. While that process is ongoing, the club will make no further comment." An FA statement read, "It is alleged the Liverpool player breached FA Rule E3-1 in that his posting was E3 paragraph 1, in that his posting was abusive and/or insulting and/or improper. It is further alleged that this is an aggravated breach as defined by FA Rule E3 paragraph 2, as it included a reference to ethnic origin and/or colour and/or race and/or nationality and/or religion or belief." Balotelli had until 6 p.m. on Friday, this past Friday, to submit an explanation for his comments to the FA, and he reportedly provided evidence of the discrimination he has faced during his career. The picture posted by the player had an image of Super Mario with the heading "Don't be a racist." After receiving criticism on Twitter for the image, Balotelli tweeted, "My mum is Jewish, so all of you shut up, please." He also described the reposting of the image as "my unlucky moment." For me, an unlucky moment would be getting your Todger caught in the fly of your zipper. But yeah, anyway. Jazzy, I think you'll agree that would be an unlucky moment. But anyway, Kerbal Random will strike on that one. But however, he later wrote, I apologise if I offended anyone. The post was meant to be anti-racist with humour. I now understand that out of context it may have the opposite effect. Not all Mexicans have a moustache, not all black people jump high, and not all Jewish people love money. I used a cartoon done by someone else because it has Super Mario and I thought it was funny and not offensive. Again, I'm sorry. Oddly enough, I came up a cropper of this sort of thing in a certain group earlier, where some people, need some badges. But Arsene Wenger has said players must control social media posts. Wenger was speaking after Liverpool striker Mario Balotelli apologised for a post which appeared to contain anti-Semitic and racist references. "We can only warn them of the potential dangers, but you cannot control a player 24 hours a day," he said. "They have to be responsible enough and educated to control what they say." He added, "The danger of social media is that you could quickly not always imagine the consequences of what you say." Now, Liverpool chief Ian Ayre says social media is a problem. It's actually not like the wheelchair thing because that wasn't social media. But anyway, Liverpool chief Ian Ayre says the use of social media by players is a problem. Now, given the choice, we'd love to keep all our players away from social media because it really is a problem, Ayre told BBC Radio 5 Live Sports Week. I can honestly say there isn't any more we could do as a club to try and educate our players around this, but it still rears its head at least once a season, probably at every club in some form or another. One of the problems that footballers have had for many a years that they've had too much time to kill, added Ayre. In that downtime, they seem to put these crazy sort of messages up. It is definitely an issue. I don't think we've got to the point where we would stop people doing it, but we certainly have a very stringent policy that all of our players sign. If they step out of line, then we punish them. Now, Ian Ayre's got a point. And so has Arsene Wenger, in my opinion. They have actually got a point, because at the end of the day, if you're in the public eye, you are always going to be scrutinised that bit more heavily. And I think Mario Balotelli, I think he would have been... We've got a text in. 07535804466 is the mobile number.
And before you read that, I just want to throw it over to the socials real quick. Send a big shout out and a salute to Julie Newton, who says... Massive shout out to Pitch Talk. Hope all is well with you guys. Thank you so much, Judy. We hope all is well with you.
Yeah.
Hey, send us another tweet.
You know what? It is one of them ones. It is one of them ones. Staying with the fans for a second. Evening, guys. Quick question for you. Who do you think right now will finish the highest in the Premier League, Man United or Liverpool? From the big guy, Big T.
The other big guy, Big T. One half of the tag team champions of the world. Being a wrong one.
At this moment in time, it's United because they're higher in the league right now. So that's the simple answer to that question.
I also think that the extra games have taken their toll on Liverpool this season. I think key injuries to key players have taken their toll on Liverpool this season. But having said that, the extra games may not be that much of a problem for that much longer, and key players could return. So with that, you could see a resurgent Liverpool fly back up the table. So
could do, but we need to get that cohesion and we need to shut up shop at the back, similar to you lot.
Yeah.
So
just want to point out that Manchester United did actually win the game against Southampton tonight, 2-1. Robin van Persie was the difference in that one. So to all the Man United fans and all the other football fans that happen to be hating on Robin van Persie right now, saying his goals are dried up, he's old, get him out the door before the end of the season so you don't have to pay the 10 million or whatever it is loyalty bonus. Say, look, he scored 2, he's on the scoring run at the minute. I say you need him at the club, you need his goal. Simple as that.
You busy this Sunday?
I might be.
Okay, we'll talk.
I might be.
Super Sunday, Man United v Liverpool coming up. If anything develops, we'll let you know. But yeah, in regards to social media, I think Arsene Wenger and Ian Ayre are actually right. Players do need to control what they say on social media, and the fact of the matter is they do. I mean, education is key in anything. If you're gonna stop people making stupid, simple mistakes, then education is key. The fact of the matter is, yeah, I can understand Ayre saying Liverpool would want to keep all the players off social media. But the fact of the matter is, I think social media has to be part of any club strategy, because we've seen the Ask instances with Ask Jesus, which was hilarious. Ask Jose, which was hilarious. Ask Carrick, which was funny as well. We've seen all of those, which have been hilarious, but it's allowed that social media allows the fans to get closer to the players. At the Real Ebue is hilarious. On Twitter, he is funny. But you always have to be very, very careful. I mean, obviously, you've had guys like Stan Collymore receiving abuse on Twitter. I'm sure if Arsene Wenger was on Twitter, he'd receive abuse as well, but that's a different story. We'll get into that in a minute. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, you do really have to watch what you say on social media. You really do.
I think you just have to watch what you say full stop. I mean, here's the thing, right? In this, and I like to refer to it as generally a media era, not necessarily social media, but just media in general. If we go back, say, 40, 50 years, were footballers media personalities? Were they, media darlings? No, they weren't. Whereas now, they're important role models. And this is the issue. I think that any personal views have to be, for a lack of a better term, neutered by sports professionals.
Or at least vetted.
By all sports professionals. I actually think, and I know that a lot of people in the music industry have these, but they should actually have other people write their social media messages for them. Because, when it comes to a point in time where they happen to share something personal, or say something that could be misconstrued in the heat of a particular moment, it's bad. It's PR damage, and depending on who it is and what they've said, it can be absolutely catastrophic. So, bearing that in mind, I think, honestly, Mario Balotelli should know better, in the sense of throughout his career, not just in England, but his career full stop, people have been looking for excuses, looking for reasons to say something, anything negative about Mario Balotelli. And now he's given that to literally everybody.
But you know what? For me, I have no problem with him being charged. As you rightly said, he should know better. And especially the version of that picture with the 2 additional lines, because there's different versions, and there's actually a version that's a lot worse as well.
Yes,
I'm glad he actually didn't post that one.
There is a version that's
but the FA can't be shown to be running double standards, so they had no choice but to charge Balotelli for it.
No, they have to.
It's one of them. You got to credit the FA for that. But one thing I did want to bring up is in terms of players using social media. I think you got to look at the way players use it and the way fans use it as well.
Yes.
Because, like I mentioned about Stan Collymore being abused via Twitter, there's a Vine going round, and basically it's in relation to disgraceful Arsenal fans scream abuse in Arsene Wenger's face at Stoke Station. A group of Arsenal fans brought shame on the club after hurling sickening abuse at Arsenal boss Arsene Wenger as he made his way home following the 3-2 defeat at Stoke. The Frenchman was forced to make his way through a baying mob of Arsenal fans as he and the team attempted to board a train back to London on Saturday night. As Wenger emerged onto the platform, the waiting supporters launched into an expletive-ridden assault on the Gunners manager, who calmly made his way onto the train via a police escort. There was also stuff about Joel Campbell. Do the best thing for yourself and get out while you can. That kind of stuff. And you know what? Yeah. And you know what? The fact is, you got to look at it as you got to look at the way fans use it as well, because Arsene Wenger could quite easily go onto Twitter if he was on it and say to the fans, all of you can kiss my backside.
Yeah,
for the way some fans have treated him, for what certain fans have even said about him. There have been, and I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to name names. This is a public forum, but there are certain people that we know of that I've seen comments like, Wenger, you French such and such, it's time for you to F off. I've seen stuff like that written by some Arsenal fans. I said, I'm not going to name names, you know who you are. But I've seen stuff like that written, and it's like, it's uncalled for, it's disrespectful, it's borderline racist, or at the very least xenophobic. And that kind of thing, we see a lot of fans get away with it, but obviously the players are supposed to be seen as role models, and they're actually supposed to take, and hey, it's one of them ones, they're supposed to take that kind of abuse, which is unfair.
Yeah, no, I do see that point, I do. But I also think that when you are in the public eye, a celebrity or sports personality, etc., the way that you use social media is completely different to your quote-unquote average person, or non-celebrity, or footballing personality or sports personality. The reason
Is that only just because you're in the public eye?
Yes.
Because at the end of the day,
honestly,
you're both humans.
Honestly,
you're both
it really
using it for the same
It
thing.
really is that simple.
I mean, Gary Lineker's very, very opinionated on Twitter, and
It
he
really
said
is that simple.
that the treatment of Wenger on social media has been absolutely disgraceful.
No, it has.
And
It
that's-
has.
and
I
that
mean,
kind of treatment. I mean, it's one of them. But at the end of the day, both entities we're talking about are humans. The only difference is one set of people, like players, are lauded as role models. I don't think players should be role models.
No, they shouldn't, but they are.
I've always said that. But so that's the only difference, that they're in the public eye and any Joe Blow can just abuse them and they have to take it, really. Because
I'm not saying that that's right.
Because it's only racial abuse that ever really gets reported to the police, and and it actually has to be reported.
Yeah.
It's not one of them ones where the powers that be at Twitter or Facebook are kind of vetting this kind of thing and keeping an eye out for certain key phrases. But I mean, I do think players need to be more responsible, but fans also need to realize that players are human as well. And sometimes, however moronic it may look or it may seem, a player from time to time is going to react to certain things.
No, listen, I agree with you 100%. I also think that, as I say, that elevated social status puts them at arguably a gross disadvantage. I think that players, media personalities, because, you know, journalists get attacked too, musicians get attacked too, you know, almost everybody with a keyboard and a Twitter account or any sort of social media account, you know, now has the, I don't know, right, in inverted commas, to say how they feel about a particular performance. Or
Well, say how you feel, yes, but there's no need to be abusive with it.
Well,
that would be my point.
This is the thing, in that now saying how you feel happens to include abuse. I mean, even if we happen to talk about, you know, the form of, say, Robin Van Persie, a lot of people were talking about, yeah, he needs to go. He's old. He's past it. He's a Dutch this. He's a Dutch that. So on and so forth.
Yeah, it's like, why is there a need to do it?
Well, I think I hate to simplify this and go into social economics and all the rest of it, but I honestly believe that money has a lot to do with it.
No, of course it does. If someone's on a higher socio-economic plane than you, then it's like, they should take my abuse. They get paid whatever. But at the end of the day, when you've got people sending death threats to people, look at the Ched Evans thing recently.
Yeah.
Some people were sending death threats to Jessica Ennis-Hill, and it's like, you know where I'm going with, and that was on social media as well.
Yeah.
So I think fans have got as much of a responsibility as players.
Yes, they do.
Because fans can't like come out and say, "Oh my God, look how bad that is," without pointing the guns inwards and looking at what they've typed.
No,
but a lot of fans don't do that. They don't want to point the guns inwards.
As I say,
I think the treatment, what they did, what that small moronic minority of Arsenal fans, you can't tar all of them with the same brush.
You can't.
I've met many people over the years and have many friends who support Arsenal who are nowhere near as idiotic. Well, we got Nathan McCreef, who tunes into the shows. Chris Rodriguez, old friend of mine. It's one of them ones, and a couple of his cousins who are Arsenal supporters as well, who I know very well, and among others, the G-Man himself.
Yeah, of course.
It's one of them ones. The fact of the matter is, it's a moronic minority. I mean, waiting at a train station to abuse people, verbally, physically, I don't care which one it is a disgrace. It really is.
No, it is.
It really is, and the fact that you know what. It just has to be said.
Hey, he stuck his leg! He stuck his leg! Hey, he stuck his leg! He stuck his leg!
That's what it is.
No, absolutely.
That's what it is, because you look at most of these fans. You look at most of these fans, and you do think to yourself,
And if I want any crap out of you, I'll pick it out of your teeth.
A lot of those fans abusing people, you would wanna say that to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I want to crap out of you, I'll just pick it out of your teeth.
Absolutely.
I don't know what's wrong with certain people. Vent your opinion, yes, but it doesn't need to be abusive.
No. No.
It really doesn't need to be abusive. That's what gets me. A lot of people on social media are internet gangsters or keyboard warriors, as it were.
Yeah.
A lot of people go on like that, and it's not funny. It's not clever. There are certain people in a particular Facebook group who have tried on occasion to bury me and belittle me, and it's like, no. If you're gonna try and make me look a mug, you need to try harder.
Yeah, I mean, to go back to the keyboard warrior point, I want to send a big shout out to Here Is the City, and go back a couple of years to my blog post about the whole Luis Suarez Patrice Everett incident, right? Where I had people saying, "Oh, you're lucky that I don't happen to meet you in the street because I would do this, that, and the other, blah 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 blah." And I'm thinking, you can't be serious, bro. Like, really. But I do think that Arsene Wenger is right. Players, sports personalities, media personalities, they do have to have that added level of control. And it's not that they're not human. I do think that a lot of people who happen to attack any person who's in those kind of privileged positions in society kind of forget that they are human too.
I mean, some people bring it on, like, say, Piers Morgan, for instance.
Yeah.
He brings it on because he comes out with inflammatory comments, and he's probably the most fickle Arsenal fan I've ever seen, and says a lot.
He's just a troll.
Yeah.
24 hours a day, 7 days a
He
week.
trolls Michael Owen. It's like, that's an easy target. What's your problem?
What's
your beef?
He does incite that. He invites that. And again, even though I don't condone it, it's like, look, if you don't want to start a fire, okay, don't put any sort of fuel source next to any sort of sparks. It's as simple as that, right? But
the match is down.
Having said that, though, I also think, as I say, the players have a responsibility to the clubs that they represent, their sponsors, not to put themselves in those kind of positions. So, for example, Mario Balotelli now, with his sponsorship deal with Puma, for example, are you really trying to tell me that Puma want to continue to sponsor him after this whole fiasco with this incident? I would say Puma potentially would have lost money based on that, and are probably better off cutting their losses and looking at another athlete to put in their adverts now. Because it's just not worth the trouble. For Liverpool, it's unwanted attention for a player who, arguably, if he was producing on the pitch, I would honestly say that the reaction to that post would have been very, very different. But because he's been out of form, from a lot of people's opinion, probably overpriced.
Well, a lot of people take it as a chance for a swipe.
This is it.
The old Mick Foley cheat pop.
So because things aren't particularly going well for him or Liverpool, or him in a Liverpool shirt right now, I just think it's extra incentive for the fans who want to try and get a reaction out of him. And I'm not saying that all Liverpool fans, they're just, some people that just want to get a reaction out of him because they know that, well, look, if you want a player to try and wind up, generally it's Mario Balotelli on and off the football field, And to me, personally, he's made himself a target. He has. I know that a lot of people will say, oh, it's quite boring when players go on Twitter and they say, oh, well done to the lads, good game today, blah, 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 or we didn't play well enough, blah, blah, blah. But literally, that's all that there is for a lot of sports personalities, media personalities to do on social media, along with, promoting the companies that they represent.
Getting themselves in trouble.
This is it. And
we live in such an ultra PC society, you can repost something. No, that's racist, you're racist. It's like, no, he's...
here's my thing with that, right? That particular post, I would say, is offensive all the way around.
I'd say it's only the last two lines because a few of the others are actually true. Super Mario, the character, is an Italian plumber, along with his brother Luigi. Italian plumbers, they love pasta. It's one that I used to watch. The cartoon. I used to watch the cartoon all the time. The Super Mario Brothers cartoon, the Super Mario World cartoon, the Super Mario 3 cartoon, and also
the movies.
Bugger the movies. The Super Mario games.
Yeah.
My first ever game was Super Mario Brothers 1 and Duck Hunt in the same cartridge. I legitimately am a Super Mario fan and have been for 20 years. 20 plus. But the fact of the matter is, they are Italian plumbers. They were designed by Japanese people, and because Nintendo is a Japanese company. So it's one of them was like the Mexican thing is where it starts to break.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
That's where it starts to degenerate. But even then, that stereotype of Mexicans having that moustache, as it's an antiquated one. It's not exactly a new one.
No, it's not. But at the same time, just because it's antiquated doesn't make it any less offensive. No, it doesn't. You see what I mean? So it's offensive to multiple groups.
It's one. As I say,
for those reasons, I can understand why the FA will.
Interpretation is an interesting thing, and as I said, the last two lines are probably what Balotelli has been done for.
Yeah,
the last two.
Yeah,
I think that's why the FA. Otherwise, most people might not have batted an eyelid because of the "don't be a racist" thing at the top. It's just those. I think it's those last two lines that he's got punished for. But as I said, you have to urge caution to players, and I can see why clubs would see players being on social media as a problem.
This is it, to the point where I would actually argue, right? I know, the likes of Joey Barton have lots of followers, all the rest of it, blah, blah, blah. But I would say, what is the point of players actually being on social media?
Well, it's wanting to connect with your fans.
There is that.
And having that instant response as well. You look at say, for instance, John Sitton. How did we get in touch with him?
No. I know, but I'm saying current players. It's current players that are currently active. Those are the ones, personally, with this kind of scenario that I have issue with. If you're going to protect yourself, don't be on it at all. It really is that simple. To the point where I would say, if you're supposed to be plying your trade as a professional, where are you finding time to be on social media? Should you not?
But see, that's where Ian Ayres' comments are interesting.
Should you not be focusing?
Because he said that footballers do actually have a lot of free time.
And this is where the issue is. Maybe footballers need to be doing more, whether it's film study, more training sessions, whatever it is.
Well, some people like Glenn Johnson are studying for degrees.
Well, this is my thing. I'm like, why?
But not all, but same with Joey Barton as well.
Yeah, I'm like, why not? Do
he's actually studying, I think it's a degree in philosophy at Roehampton Uni. Yeah. So but not all players are that way inclined.
No, they're not. But at the same time, as I say, if in this current era where social media is and posts on social media are potentially getting a lot of players in a lot of hot water in terms of their reactions to other people, their reactions to certain issues. I even remember some of Rio Ferdinand's tweets around the time when
Chalk High Steel.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. With the John Terry and Anton Ferdinand issue. It's like, well, look, the way to protect yourself, literally, do not be on social media. It really is that simple. Social media in this current era, as I say, is not of any benefit to a specific player. If you want to appear on social media, I would say do it through the club's official channel. But you
could Steven Gerrard, he's only on Instagram. He's not on Twitter.
This is it, to the point where I'd even say, there's literally no benefit. There's literally no benefit.
Well, we've seen Yaya Toure also racially abused. As soon as he came back onto Twitter, he was racially abused. It's like, you just feel like doing the Jesus face palm to certain people. Because even Jesus would struggle to comprehend the stupidity of some.
As I say, I understand the FA's stance on this. I understand what Arsene Wenger's been saying. I also take the human element in that, yes, we are also dealing with humans, even though they are in elevated social positions in society. But at the same time, I also think that in order to protect themselves completely, all professional athletes, because that's what they are, they're professionals, need to take themselves away from things like social media and, who knows, actually focus on their profession.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say
when they retire, if you want to go on social media and interact with your fans, so on and so, I have no qualms with that.
Yeah. But the thing is, that's an interesting point you mentioned, because at the end of the day, every player wants to maximize their brand and maximize their brand value. And how do you do that? The more followers you got, the more attention you've got. The more attention you've got, the more likely you are to have more sponsors want to jump on board and pay you even more money.
Which is also true, but then I argue the point, and I'm not saying that sports personalities shouldn't maximize their commercial value, because you look at somebody like Neymar, for example, who's earning absolutely ridiculous money, especially from the marketing opportunities that he has in Brazil and Japan. I'm not envious of that in any way, shape or form. But what I'm also saying is these modern sports personalities now have to decide: are you a professional in your sport, or are you a sports personality that happens to be promoting whatever product happens to come your way.
I've actually always asked that about Rio Ferdinand. I've been like, what are you more focused on, football or trying to build yourself up as a media personality? You've heard me ask that question on numerous occasions.
And I think those hallmark players, like for example George Best, David Beckham, to a lesser extent now Cristiano Ronaldo as well. Those players have kind of changed the game in that kind of aspect, in the sense of this is where the game is headed now.
Image.
In that, you kind of have to go that way if you're going to maximise your earning potential at its highest point, i.e. during your playing career. And as I say,
which is a short window.
Yeah, and it makes financial sense. I'm not against that. I do want that to be made clear. I think, while you're in the game, you have to get what you can get before you get out, or you get taken out, whichever one comes first. But having said that, as I say, in order to avoid things like this, to maintain your relationship with those same sponsors that we're talking about, to maintain a good relationship with the fans of the club and the club itself, it's the moment that you start posting in these open forums of social media to the wider world that you start putting yourself in that position to become a target. It's as simple as that.
One final point before we throw out to the Skypers is the fact that Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin, on his podcast with Vince McMahon, it's like it's short attention span theatre at the moment, which is obviously we have that issue with what we do in terms of the whole short attention span theatre. And at the end of the day, a post in 140 characters that's going to be seen by a couple million people, if you've got that many followers, you can't pass up on that sort of promotion.
No, you
which
can't.
Is where
and this is why I'm saying to you, I do understand that, but to go and quote Spider-Man, with those kind of followers and that kind of following comes great responsibility. And the great responsibility
great Twitter power comes great Twitter responsibility,
which is true. So I say this, it's like, well, look, I understand that in terms of your sponsors or your own business venture, so on and so forth, you have an agenda and you have to go and promulgate those. But having said that, okay, you also have the responsibility to not only protect yourself but those people that you also happen to represent. So for example, imagine if Vince McMahon on the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast happened to be particularly inflammatory about lots of different people. That doesn't help him. That doesn't help the WWE. It doesn't.
I need to show you that podcast.
No. I have heard bits of it, and I know that he does go on to say certain things about certain people. But my point is, if he was overly inflammatory, it really doesn't help the situation at all. To the point where if he was actually to say how he honestly really felt versus that watered down version that happened to be aired on the WWE network,
I wouldn't say that was too watered down though.
No. But in terms of what he could have said,
if people were afraid of ticking people, especially at that point, if people, if people are afraid of ticking people off at that particular company because there's nowhere else to go, and then Vince comes back with, well, don't tick anyone off then. It's quite an inflammatory comment in the context of it. But, we want to throw out to the Skypers actually. Because Mike Harneman, you wanted to jump in on these points that we've been discussing for a bit.
Yeah, it's the Wenger point really, and what's happened after the Stoke game at the weekend. And it's not actually the first time that it's happened. People have actually tried similar kind of things in the stadium and have been basically sort of told where to go from it, and have been fans have said it to themselves, or that they've been removed from the ground. But this is basically, I think it's these people's only way of getting their opinions across and actually venting their frustration now, is to actually attack the manager, and I think that's just really low and really uncalled for. Because yes, I'm 100% Wenger out at the moment, and it's going to take a real lot for me to change on that as well, because we're not going in the right direction. But it's still not got, it still doesn't give you the right to abuse the manager, whether you're waiting at the train station or whatever it is, and telling players where to go as well. It's just, I don't know what Joel did to deserve any of that, for one. And Arsene Wenger, people are forgetting what he's actually done for the club, and they're just thinking it's based on this result, based on that one performance, and they're just basing it around that. I don't know what leg they've got to stand on about how they've done it.
I mean, we've also got Jamie Bailey. You wanted to jump in as well on the Wenger point, and also, of course, the social media stuff as well.
Not that he deserves it, because I think every Arsenal fan would say that he deserves it, but I think it's just open to interpretation of how he deserves it. And it's just like this whole Mario Balotelli thing, because of what, as you said, Liam, because it has that whole point of just don't be racist. Again, it's just stupid. The only way that I can see this as is it's a social media event, and there's too many fools on the Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on all these other ones, and all they're looking for is the same smallish problem, which is an argument. But as you sort of made me think, both of you, because you said, Jazzy, that what he said was completely wrong, and Liam, you said just the last two lines was wrong. Everything is pretty much open to interpretation. So now all of a sudden the freedom of speech law, regardless of whether it's in the US or whether it's in the UK, regardless of where it is, all of a sudden the freedom of speech law just doesn't apply. So therefore, what is that freedom of speech law? What can't you say and what can you say? Because as far as I'm concerned, regardless of whether they are model professionals or meant to be role models, I never had one. I'm not really going to be complaining about whether I had one or not. My situation, my problem is, all of a sudden it's gone from you can say whatever you want, and everybody says, oh well, I don't care what you say, blah blah blah, to, oh, you said something, I need to go and report you. What? Seriously? So what can you say before it gets reported? What can't you say before it gets reported? That's what I really want to know, because there is no freedom of speech, and pretty much if this is the media world, then it stinks. That's my opinion, and if it's open to interpretation, I'd rather it didn't.
I guess it's one of them ones where it's anything homophobic, sexist, racist, xenophobic, there are certain stipulations. But I mean, at the end of the day, as you said, the way people take certain things is open to interpretation. I had my own little issue with that earlier today in a Facebook group, in a Facebook football group. So it's one of them ones. I mean, what someone says is always open to interpretation, and that therein is where some of the problem lies. I mean, Ross Vernon, you wanted to jump in as well before we have to move on due to time.
Yes, I did, Liam, and is not about the Wenger, it's about the situation which I've seen from a Leeds United fan, a friend of mine, Danny Parker. He's after last Saturday, they were saying Redfern should be given more time in the job. He should be playing Moat and Cook in the midfield every week, because they were outstanding, along with Angell and Adrian in this diamond formation. And then this weekend we're going to lose 4-1 against Ipswich, who are second in the Championship. And now he's saying Redfern should go. He should join Moa and Cook, Bianchi and Adrian, and go 4-4-2 and drop the diamond formation, where last week he was saying, oh, diamond formation is brilliant. Redfern knows what tactics to play.
Well, Ross, where is this going in terms of we're relating this obviously to people being careful what they're saying on social media and also kind of being abusive. Where is this going in regards to that?
Yeah, he's abusing Redfern, saying he should get the hell out of Leeds. He don't know, and he's tweeting his girlfriend, abusing his girlfriend, saying tell Redfern to clear out of Leeds. He don't know what he's doing, and he's abusing his girlfriend 24/7 on social media, on Twitter, which I've actually seen, and he's actually personally tagged on his Facebook group as well, where he's praying to her, and everyone's telling to go, but he's still carrying on. And his Redfern's girlfriend on Twitter is a part of the Leeds United academy staff as well, and works for the club. It's a Lucy Ward Leeds on Twitter. He's been having a go at her nearly all the time on Twitter.
See that
the situations.
But you know what? See, that's one of them ones again where we were saying earlier. It's a case of the fans have to take some responsibility for themselves as well, because at the end of the day, there are a lot of times where footballers are actually responding to what's being said to them. I mean, there's been incidents, I said on a number of occasions, with guys like Stan Collymore. So it's both sides. Both sides have to take responsibility. But hey, as Jesse Fizzle was said, the players are in the public eye, so there's a lot more scrutiny on them. So, but you know what? It is one of them where it is a time for us to go into just a couple of brief messages before we round out the show. Jesse, you want to say anything to the peeps, or are you hanging?
No, I will say, it's been an honor to be back, but I do have to hit the gold like Jack. So I will see you all next week. In the meantime, it is We the People for the People. Thank you for joining the Footballing Revolution. We are working so hard to create. If you're not a fan or a friend or a member of all the groups, well, what are you doing? It's as simple as that. Get involved, get in touch.
What's the matter with
you? Seen the show, buy the shirt, watch all the videos, share it all over the place, and I will see you next week.
Remember, peeps, Pitch Talk meets Sahel Raymond will be out in the first couple of days of January, and we've got more trailers to release. We've got 3 more trailers to release, the next of which will be coming out this Friday. 2 are already out already. So, oh, good. You know what? We are just going to have a brief pause, and we shall see you in a few minutes with the final couple segments of the show. We shall see you in a few minutes.
The football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Straight shooting LJA.
Hi, I'm John Sitton.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
The G-Man.
Samira Sawhney, Motivate Sports and Fitness.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-Year Plan.
We the people, for the people. Jazzy Fizzle.
Your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Each and every Monday night of your lives.
At youtube.com/Pitch Talk.
For podcast links and information, check out our official website, www.pitch-talk.com. Your Monday night footballing fix, Pitch Talk, is brought to you by and in association with.
Facilities are provided for your Monday night footballing fix by In Situ. Create, engage and inspire by visiting insitu.co.
Simply Exclusive Entertainment. If you need a party or rave filmed, go to sxemedia.com for more information.
Apparently Rich. Simple yet effective web solutions to help get your company off the ground. Visit apparentlyrich.com for more information. And LJA Productions, the new blood in digital video. If you need a video filmed and or edited, check out ljaproductions.co.uk. LJA Productions, the new blood in digital video, offering video production services such as video editing, video encoding for the web including YouTube and Vimeo, audio recording, filming of interviews, promos, live events, and much more. Get in touch at www.ljaproductions.co.uk or twitter.com/LJA Productions and let the new blood in digital video promote you. Pitch Talk is brought to you by and in association with
the one-stop shop for all your coaching needs, Motivate Sports and Fitness. Check out motivatesportsandfitness.com for more information.
The new football culture magazine, Thin White Line. Check out thinwhitelinemagazine.com for more information.
Storm FM with new hot releases played daily. Feel the boom at stormfm.net.
Two girls with their bunny Scotty trying to cover as much women's football as they can. Girls on the Ball. Check out girlsontheball.com for more information.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, Director of a 4-year plan.
Dave McLaughlin.
I'm Rob Lusher.
Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
Former chairman of Ibis FC.
Chairman of Alexandra Park FC.
And you're listening. And you're listening
to Pitch Talk.
The only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Make sure you join the revolution, the football revolution.
Grassroots segment. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's Grassroots segment. Yeah, we are still live in the place, and it's the Grassroots segment, and we are still live for a little bit longer, a little bit stronger, longer, stronger. No, I have nothing else to add to that in terms of a rhyme. But yeah, it is the Grassroots segment. I can hear Jesse chuckling. See you later. See you later, man. But you know what it is? Well, there was a Grassroots segment. We start off with a shout out to the 14 SAL, Southern Amateur League. www.southernamateurleague.co.uk and the 14 SAL on Twitter at 14 SAL, the word 14. Also at Amateur FA on Twitter and www.amateur-fa.com. As said, the amateur leagues were actually also involved in the Football Remembers campaign. So the tributes, as we said earlier, facebook.com/IBIS, ibis.fc, and at ibis_football on Twitter. You can actually see the pictures that we did with all three of our teams. And ibisfc.co.uk is the official website for Ibis Football Club as well. ibisfc.co.uk. Now, you know what? It is one of them where the results this weekend were AFC from the 6th of December 2014. AFC Old Smiths 1, Ibis 1's 3. Tristan Popel, our former chairman, scoring, Steve Mont and Rich Hayes getting those goals. The Ibis Reserves went down 4-2 at home to Q Association Reserves. Christine got both of those goals. And Civil Service Force beat the Ibis Freeze 9-0. Huge asterisk by this. If you look at our Jesse's back looking. If you look at our Football Remembers, he came to get his headphones. We came for the music. That's it. He came back for his headphones. But you know, it is one of them ones where our Football Remembers picture. Hold on one second. There we go. Just had to make some adjustments. But yeah, our Football Remembers picture actually had only 10 of us in it. We were actually supposed to have 13, but we did have we had a bare level. We actually did have a couple of our lads turn up late. They were actually delayed, and it was one of them ones where I ended up in goal again.
Didn't expect it. I was in goal. I was in goal again for the first 10-15 minutes. Conceded 3. It was just one of them ones. The first goal, couldn't even see it because it got lost in the sun. And it's us conceding goals off set pieces. That's similar to Liverpool. The Ibis Freeze conceding goals off set pieces. But the fact of the matter is, the fact is, it was one of them where there were a lot of square pegs and round holes. The defence was kind of cobbled together because of latecomers and that kind of thing. But by the time we had a settled backline, we were already 3 down and we knew where the day was going. But the fact is, it's difficult when you've got some of your guys turning up 10-15 minutes late. It does make things difficult. We didn't get a proper warm up either. So it just made everything. That should be facebook.com/ibis.fc, by the way, just in Skype chat. But yeah, it's one of them ones where it was just, it just hamstrung us and made us hard. And with Carl and Joe, with Carl being away and Joe wasn't around, we had Toby Moore-Morris running it as well, but him and Ash Billingham came off with injuries. So it was one of them ones. It was a difficult day, compounded by those 2 injuries as well, which left us down to a bare 11. So, but fact of the matter is, like I said post-match to the guys, because I ended up having to give the post-match team talk because Toby left. But it was one of them where it was like the only positive I could really take from that game is just the fact that we've got next week to right the wrong. And the fixtures for Saturday 13th of December, the Ibis Ones host the Q Association Ones, Old Lionians Reserves host the Ibis Reserves, and the Freeze, we host Old Blues Freeze. So we've got a chance to kind of get that right. I think Old Blues are in and around us, but a lot of the teams below us have only played 6 games, whereas we've played 10. And even then, I've only played in 4 or 5 of them. I think it's 5 now. So it's one of them ones. But the fact of the matter is, we need personnel and we need everybody united front, and we need everyone to step up. So, if you want to be a part of the club, ibisfootballclub@gmail.com is where you need to email if you want to be a part of the club. Facebook.com/ibis.fc, Twitter.com/ibis_football, @ibis_football on Twitter, and ibisfc.co.uk. Training is every Wednesday from 7:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. at Battersea Park. All weather AstroTurf pitches, and matches are Saturdays. One of the funny things, actually, big shout out to Alex Minchell, aka Minch, who actually went in goal for the ones in their victory. So one of them was victory, and I think actually not a clean sheet, but they got a victory. So it's all good. Let's shift on to a bit more of the grassroots segment. Hazen Yedin actually could face closure in 3 months from getwestlondon.co.uk. This is from back in November 28th, actually. Hayes and Yedin fans are facing up to losing their football club in 3 months' time unless significant investment can be secured. Chairman Tony O'Driscoll held an open forum with supporters on the 27th of November to discuss the future of the club at their proposed future home at Beaconsfield Road in Hayes. Hayes and Yedin brought to an end their 3-year ground share with Woking this year and are now playing their Conference South home fixtures at Maidenhead's York Road. In order to start playing football at their proposed new home, the Beaconsfield Road ground must first meet the National Ground Grading Category B standard. Visible progress was made during the close season, including brickwork on the interior of the main stand, but work has now stalled. Crippling fees of more than £1,000 a game to play at York Road are now putting the club at breaking point, and it is understood that £300,000 is needed to get Hayes and Yedin back playing in the borough. O'Driscoll admits the cash-strapped club cannot afford to fund the move as it stands, but United are actively seeking investment to try and finance the build. Novel ways of raising the money are also being trialled, and Hayes and Yedden are even selling copies of the game Football Manager 2015 at knockdown £20 to help the cause. Anyone interested can email academy@hyufc for further information. Meanwhile, United manager Phil Babb, who also attended the meeting with his assistant Tristan Lewis, has secured the signing of Southend striker Isaac Lane on loan until the end of this month, December. That story was actually brought to us by one of the PT family, Tom Wood, and the thing with this that concerns me is that £1,000 a game. That is crazy. More than £1,000 a game. It's not sustainable for anyone, really. And at the end of the day, if you don't want clubs to go out of business, there's got to be some sort of support structure just in case they run into trouble. But also, clubs have to be realistic in what they can and can't do. A ground share in these crunchy times, it's one of them was a ground share is probably the best option for a lot of clubs. But a lot of clubs really just don't want to do it. Which in part I can understand, but in part it's okay that you want to have your own identity. I can understand that. But if it's more economical, then you got to do it. It's like Ibis FC, we actually share a ground with Old Meadonians who are in the amateur football combination rather than the amateur football alliance, which we're in. But we shared a ground with Old Meads. So obviously the running costs are not as much, but obviously we pay to play on those pitches. So it's always got to be carefully. Everything's always got to be carefully managed. But they need to raise £300,000 to get them playing back in the borough. I think Hayes and Yedden may be smarter trying to rekindle the ground share that they had with Woking. They may need to do that. They may need to have that as a fallback plan. But it's one of them. One of them was Tom Wood. Did you want to jump in on the Hayes and Yedden point?
Not really.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to jump in on that. But
all I can say is good luck to them. Hopefully they can get it sorted. And hopefully Isaac Lane can do him a job, even though we haven't really seen much of him because he's only 18, 19 years old. But it'll give him a bit of experience while he's out there.
Nah, I hear that. You know what, Jamie Bailey, you wanted to jump in quickly before we move on?
I still think they could have done it with Northwood, who are only down the road from Hayes and Yedden. So, or they could have used Uxbridge, but I'm guessing there's been a problem with both wanting to ground share with a close team. But it was the same thing with Fulham and QPR. It worked for them, and obviously now Fulham are back at Craven Cottage over the last 10 years. So, don't see why it can't work for a club at that level.
But it's one of them ones with the Fulham one. They always knew it was going to be temporary while Craven Cottage was being built. But Hayes and Yedden obviously haven't got the budget of a Fulham who were in the Premier League at that time. So it's kind of different horses for different courses, if you will. Different kettle of fish. That's what I'm looking for. But you never know that.
Horses for different courses. It is. It is.
A big shout to Porter Sockability, who Tom Wood actually plays for. Nigel Stewart is their manager. Their contact number is 07891 839 171. Their training venue is Cedar Hall School, Hart Road, Thundersley, Essex, SS73UQ. Facebook.com/Porters Sockability is their Facebook page. Training is every Saturday from 10 till 12, and tournaments are usually once a month. Tom Wood, you wanted to mention about your tournament this past weekend and a shout out as well before we move on.
All I can say, I've got a tournament this weekend, so hopefully I can get another couple of goals and try and become top scorer and get myself in that Premiership side.
I hear that. There's something confusing in the Skype chat, Miser. Anyway, leaving that side. But you know what? It is one of them ones where it is time, baby. where we are going to move on. Who the hell is Andy Tate? Anyway, this reminds me of a Chappelle Show line. Who the hell is Renee Zellweger? But let's shift on to one of the last segments in the show. We are on that home straight, but it's time for... We are in What's Up With That. And you know what, yeah? Jeff Stelling is usually quite a jovial individual. But the Sky Sports presenter touring to the BBC over its shockingly biased FA Cup coverage on Friday night. This is from December 6, 2014. Alan Shearer and the BBC have come in for savage attack by Sky Sports news presenter Jeff Stelling. Stelling, a former host of Channel 4 TV quiz show Countdown, is famous for his smiley affability and infectious enthusiasm for the game. But he shocked viewers by putting his nice guy persona aside and unleashing a shocking rant aimed at the former England striker and his employers. The source of Stelling's anger was the BBC's coverage of Friday night's FA Cup match between Hartlepool United and non-league Blythe Spartans, who have made it through the third round. Stelling, born and bred in Hartlepool and the club's most famous fan, and he's never hidden that, was outraged that Shearer went into the Blythe Spartans dressing room shortly before kickoff to deliver an inspiring speech. The BBC's aim was clear. They were hoping for a bit of a ratings-friendly giant killing that would get people into the FA Cup spirit ahead of the all-important third round of the tournament next month. There will be heroes on that pitch. Make sure it's one of you, Shearer told the non-league players in an attempt at a bit of a motivational speech that rather surprisingly worked amazingly well. Blythe Spartans went behind after half an hour but equalised early in the second half and then scored the last gasp winner through Jarrett Rivers, a 21-year-old who works in his mum's news agent and who thereby delivered a perfect underdog story. And therein lies the problem. Shearer's little speech no doubt did give Blythe Spartans a bit of extra belief, and it at least drummed home the once-in-a-lifetime chance. And Stelling was probably rightly outraged by the fact that the BBC directly intervened to help one team at the expense of another. It's unacceptable to have Alan Shearer in the Blythe Spartans dressing room before the game saying, there will be heroes, make sure it's one of you in green and white. Unacceptable. There are licensed players in Hartlepool too. BBC, hang your head in shame. Stelling then did backtrack slightly, trying to suggest that Shearer was an unwitting pawn. I'm not blaming Alan Shearer, he added. He'll be doing what he's told by a producer who's the guilty man. That little addition, of course, is a bit of diplomacy. But the fact of the matter is, for me, parasitic media. Trying to influence the outcome of a game. Just for the sake of ratings. It's almost as underhanded a move as Eric Bischoff in 1990, I think it was 95 or 96, revealing the results of Monday Night Raw, which was a taped show. It's an underhanded move. See, there's the thing. Why not just let a game play out? That is legitimately influencing the outcome of a match. I think the FA need to investigate that. Because that is a corporation, British Broadcasting Corporation. That is actually a corporation with licensed payers' money. They're trying to influence the outcome of football just purely for ratings. That's an embarrassment. You know what it deserves? It does deserve
-5 stars. -5 stars.
That is what it deserves, because at the end of the day, I said you can't be doing that kind of thing. And I can understand, hey, Jeff Stelling, that's his team. So I can understand him being fuming about it. But it's a case of it's one of them ones. You can't have people who are supposed to be impartial. This is the thing. Shearer's not supposed to be some biased pundit going into dressing rooms of teams. No, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to call the action. So I think that's poor. I said, Stelling's right. He will be doing what he's told by a producer. But the fact of the matter is, whoever handed down that edict, it's not on. It's not on. But do any of the Skypers want to jump in on this Hartlepool Blythe Spartans point? Please let us know. Otherwise, it will be time for us to move on. Jamie Bailey, you wanted to jump in before we move on?
He got the same stick earlier for giving Arsenal Hull City. And also he did the same thing with most of the draw he got stick for, so I'm guessing that they've all heard what happened at the Blythe Spartan games. But we'll have to see.
Yeah. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, as I said, that's legitimately trying to influence the outcome of a football match. Maybe not for money, but for ratings, which equal money. So essentially, on a rudimentary level, that's almost match fixing. On a rudimentary level, if you think about it. But one on that. But you know what? Bang! It is time to pause that particular track, because it is time to hit that home straight of the show. The final segment of the show, which is a little bit of this, a little bit of.
Stuff of the week.
La da da la da da la da la da da la da.
Watch the pressure on his hamstring, his shoulders, his groin. His groin.
This is Pitch Talk. Every Monday night, we're always having fun. Dropping
-5 stars.
And a lot of other jokes. Oh yes, we're always having fun. We're always having fun. Dropping -5 stars and many other jokes. Spoiler them. But you know what? Let's go into stuff of the week. Player of the week. For the record breaking, I'm going to go for Cristiano Ronaldo as player of the week. It has to be. Just that record, the record breaking. But honourable mention to Alnwick of Newcastle United. Came in against the league leaders and made a very good acquittal of himself. Ross Vernon, player of the week.
Landon Donovan retired yesterday after winning his 6th MLS Cup with LA Galaxy. They won 2-1 over New York. New England Revolution, with Robbie Keane scored the winner, and he retired having scored 239 goals in 614 appearances for club and country.
All good. Wayne Schumann, player of the week.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Andy Carroll for coming back, and he's another player that's sort of been out of injury, and he's got 2 goals, and hope his form continues.
Good shout, good shout. Mike Harneman, player of the week.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the Championship and give it to Boston of Middlesbrough for his hat-trick against Millwall away.
Hear that. Jamie Bailey, player of the week.
Well, until I heard what Undershire did, it was going to be a Blythe Spartans winner. But I'm actually going to give it to every team that actually got either a draw or beat one of the league sides in the cup this weekend.
Good shouts, good shouts. Tom Wood, player of the week.
Daryl Murphy for scoring against Leeds.
He's coming again. Kieran Riley, player of the week.
Forgotten his name, but it was the dude who scored our only goal for Wolves at the weekend.
You forgot the name of one of your own players? Damn. I'll be damned. Let's go for a little bit of oh, you've got that name, Kieran, yeah?
Danny Graham, our new boy.
There we go. Oh, he's new. Okay, that's an excuse. Caballero and Mills strike wonder. But let's go to team of the week. Team of the week. I want to go West Ham United, actually, just because continuing their good form. I don't know. Actually, then again, you know what? I think, West Ham United deserve honourable mention, but I'm going to go Newcastle for finally shutting up all this stupid talk about Chelsea going invincible. Newcastle United, and especially Pape Cisse, got to salute that. Let's go, Kieran Riley. Who you got for team of the week?
Ipswich Town for their 4-1 thrashing of Leeds United.
Oh, crap. Let's go for Tom Wood, team of the week.
Worcester City and Ipswich.
Good shouts. Ross Vernon, team of the week.
I'm going to give it to Sports Tonight TV because Manisha Taylor made her presenting debut on there covering the Indian Super League this weekend. So, congratulations on your TV debut, and I'm looking forward to watching it back when you send us the link.
All good. Congratulations to Miss Manisha Taylor, by the way. Wayne Schumann, team of the week.
I'm going to give it to West Ham for their good form, but also Newcastle United for shutting Chelsea fans up.
Good shout. Jamie Bailey, team of the week.
I'll go with Worcester City.
Good shout. Mike Harneman, team of the week.
I'm going to give it to Chester this week for going to Barnsley and getting a replay. It's quite a good result for them, to be honest.
Great shout. Goal of the week. This is quite a difficult one, actually. Goal of the week. I've got to think about this one a bit. I actually was impressed with Andy Carroll's headers. It was the technique on both of them. That was actually pretty damn good. So, the technique on those was good, but I would probably say actually pick any one of Man City's 4 goals against Sunderland, to be frank, because I watched them and I was like, yeah, they were slick. So I'm gonna have to go with them. Goal of the week, Kieran Riley. Goal of the week.
To be honest, it has to be Bournemouth second. It took them 3 times in the same area to score. They finally got it in, so fair play to them. So that's my goal of the week.
Persistence pays off. Mike Heineman, goal of the week.
Yep, this is Robert Tesh for me, the Nottingham Forest equaliser against Charlton.
I hear that. Wayne Schumann, goal of the week.
Rivers for Blythe Spartans. He got the winner for them in the 90th minute, so it's a good goal. I'm going to give it to him.
Tom Wood, goal of the week.
The 4 goals that Leeds conceded against Ipswich.
Oh, crap, not again. Ross Vernon, goal of the week.
For me, Liam, I'm going to give it to Jonathan Walters of Stoke City in the 3-2 win over Arsenal.
Fair dues. Jamie Bailey, goal of the week.
Blythe Spot. No, there was a goal against Watford on Friday. I think it was the 4th one. For Watford, sorry. The 4th one, I just watched it. And Boston's. I got 3, but I'm going to go with the one against us because it was actually quite good. Would have left me standing as well.
Good shout. Let's go into flop of the week. Flop of the week. Honourable mention to Jose Mourinho for his moaning and kvetching. But Arsenal and their defence deserve
-5 stars. -5 stars.
And at the end of the day, it was one of them ones where Arsenal fans must have been asking their defence. Arsenal fans must have been asking that. So to go 3-0 down at Stoke. Nah. I mean, also though, honourable mention to some of the refereeing decisions in the Everton Man City game, because I was like,
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Wait a minute. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
That's what I was thinking when I saw Mangala's kick to Eto'o and Fernandinho, or I think it was Fernando's kick to Gareth Barry. So it's one of them ones. There we go. Flop of the week, Russ Vernon, who are you going for?
For me, Liam, I'm going to give my flop of the week to Fulham. 5-0 at home to Watford in the Sky Bet Championship on Friday night.
I hear that.
Lost.
I hear that. Wayne Schumann, who are you going for? Flop of the week.
Yeah, as an Arsenal fan, I was going to say Arsenal, but just to make myself feel a little bit better, I'm going to have to say Leeds United.
Oh yeah. You know what? It is one of them ones where Leeds United definitely deserve
-5 stars. -5 stars.
Definitely do deserve that. Tom Wood, flop of the week.
Leeds.
You can see that one going a mile away. All good. Kieran Riley, flop of the week.
I would say Wolves, but then I found out the Leeds score, so I'm going to say Leeds. But also to referee Mike Jones at the Wolves game. Poor red cards that he gave out to Wolves. None of them worthy of a red. Thank God we are appealing against them.
I hear that. Mike Heineman, flop of the week.
I'm going to give it to Leeds, same as everyone else. Might as well just go with the crowd. There you go, Leeds.
Oh my word. Jamie Bailey, flop of the week.
Arsenal fans for taking their anger out on the players. And funny enough, Russ, thank you very much. I'm going for Leeds too.
Oh, thank you very much. Good night. Speaking of good night, one more time, just for the crack, Leeds United definitely deserve
-5 stars. -5 stars.
It's one of them was Chilino might be on his way out the door. Angell losing as well. It's tremendous. But you know what? Those moronic Arsenal fans actually deserve it as well. I could give a number of people flop of the week this week. But this has been In Pitch Talk. Yeah, Chilino could appeal all he wants, but we'll see. But you know what? It is time to pause that track, because it's now we finally know. It's now we finally see. Monday night is Pitch Talk night. Remember, Man United won earlier 2-1 against Southampton. And you know what? It is one of them ones where we got to... I'm going to give you a wave. With the live bird upon my chest, we will see you next week.
Hi, I'm John Sitton and I'm here with Gavin, Liam and Gerald on Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez. My name is Christian Carambeu.
I'm grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hi, I'm Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan, and you're listening to Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I'm Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
I'm Rob Lusher, former chairman of IBIS FC.
I'm Samir Sawney, co-founder and co-director of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
And you're listening to
Pitch Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, straight shooting LJ, the G-Man and Jesse Fizzle proudly bring to you the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions. Why? Because the pitch is where we eat, the pitch is where we sleep, and the pitch is where we talk. you know what? If you are not a fan of your Monday Night Football and Fix, I'd like to ask you this. So all that was. That has to be asked. But you know what? www.pitch-talk.com is where you can find everything you need to know about your Monday Night Football and Fix. You can also find the link to the first hour of our show, which is on mixler.com/pitch-talk. And it's also on our website as well. But you know what? Also, facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group. Join the footballing revolution we are working so hard to create. MySpace.com/Pitch Talk. PitchTalk.blogspot.com or .co.uk will get you to the blogs by yours truly, Straight Shooting LJA, the G-Man, Jazzy Fizzle, and many, many others as well, including Dave Meir, aka @Mearcy on Twitter. Also, YouTube.com/Pitch Talk for all of the videos, including the live video archive of the live studio video feeds of our shows. Also, it is one of them was youtube.com/Pitch Talk is where you will be able to find Pitch Talk meets Sahel Raymond, the world's first fully qualified wheelchair-bound football coach. That will be released very, very soon. And we still got 3 more trailers to release. We got 2 more at YouTube. We got 2 already up at youtube.com/Pitch Talk for Pitch Talk meets Sahel Raymond, which is coming soon. Also, twitter.com/Pitch Talk @Pitch Talk on Twitter. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we are up to. 07535804466 is the mobile number, as evidenced by Big T, who we always throw them T's up, texting us in all the time. Oh, good. We welcome that. We like that. Also, Pitch Talk 1 on Skype and Pitch Talk Live on Google+. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Straight Shooting LJ. From myself, the G-Man, and Jazzy Fizzle. As said, join the footballing revolution that we are working so hard to create. As said, those not fans of Pitch Talk, join that revolution. Thank you very much, people. Big shouts to Finn Whiteline Magazine at Tweet Whiteline on Twitter, www.finnwhitelinemagazine.com and facebook.com/Finn Whiteline Magazine. Big shouts to Christopher Jeeves, Brian Christopher Jeeves as well. You know what? It is one of them ones. Thank you very much, people. Good night.